I have a single
But
24-inch monitor.
I feel your pain. I've had that for a while. Oh, Kyle, I forgot to post my second book choice on Facebook.
What happened?
2 and 2 together.
Oh, Will's a deer. A doofus and a deer.
In the
Sometimes.
headlights kind of deer.
Yes. Oh, there's a New Mexico food festival going on in Tampa right now. There's a bunch of chili pepper smokers, like people turning chili peppers and roasting them. I'm choosing to ignore that, Logan,
It was
because
blown away in a storm.
It was made out of stuccoed cardboard and fell apart.
The daily hurricane.
right? Happens. It's going to happen in 5 minutes. It happens at 4 o'clock every day.
Excuse me, the hurricane's preferred pronoun is they, so.
I thought they're always female.
Okay.
No, those are ships.
They do like every other or something. Like every year they switch male and female names. There's a weird actual like plan to how they name hurricanes.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
And
but
then I think last year they started naming tropical storms and just like bad storms and stuff that aren't hurricanes.
Kyle.
Gets it in the news and makes it sensational.
Yes, ma'am.
Supernatural, young adult, or comedy.
What do you mean?
I'm picking my second book day from
Yes.
Facebook. Well, I don't have one that's all of those.
What's happening?
Sci-fi and
Young
comedy,
adult.
and what was the other one?
It was supernatural, young adult, or comedy.
Comedy.
Young adult.
I'll do young adult next time.
I would say that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy would fall under all of those.
Sure.
Yes.
And body horror.
The first one, though.
But I'm picking books that I don't think everyone's read so that they'll go read them.
Restaurant at the End of the Universe was alright. Wasn't as good.
Brooks, still, you posted
I
on
couldn't
Facebook
get
and
through
people go
that
read the
one,
book?
honestly.
Oh, I loved all of them.
First one.
I'll have to reread. I'll have to reread the
wow,
first one and try the second one again because I just could not. I never finished the second one. I just.
I can't.
Read it
can't
as
Alright,
is,
guys.
though.
I can't. Goodbye.
buy.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Bye, Mike. I mean, I liked the first one, but again, I was in middle school when I tried to read the second one, and my undiagnosed ADHD brain with unmedicated could not process that book.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
If anyone wants an in to really loving it, the BBC radio play is amazing. I have all of it. I will share if you want.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
As
good things about that.
As controversial as it is, I enjoy the
Don't.
fuck out of the casting
Don't.
in the movie.
The casting choice was pretty good.
Most
yeah,
stuff was pretty
casting
fucking
was good.
entertaining, unexpectedly so.
The casting was fun. Movie compared to the book, no.
I will say that Zoe Deschanel is nothing but just, oh, she's a sock puppet. What
Yeah.
color of sock puppet is she today?
She's good in New Girl. She gets to have a bit of personality to her.
She's still Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Well, she's almost the origin of the concept, at least in this generation.
Natalie Portman in Garden State, come on.
Agree.
Sure.
Angela, I'm sorry. You're allowed to have your own opinions.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Is that how marriage works?
Allowing people to have their own opinions.
Damn it.
You have to
It's,
declare it, though.
Right.
it's more about me having to check myself when she's obviously wrong.
Hmm.
Jesus.
So have fun with the dog. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Peace.
Love you.
On that note, I have a
I
couple
love you too.
friends
Goodbye.
that, the husband absolutely adores ham, loves ham, like loves ham steak. He's just like, ham steak is delicious. And his wife is like, I hate ham. Don't you ever bring a ham home. If you bring a ham home, I will divorce you. So I was just like, okay, so the day that you want to get divorced, you just bring home a ham hock and just label it divorce cake.
It's hard to imagine being so bent out of shape about a specific meat. You know, like I can understand if someone was a vegetarian and they had like a moral objection to it. But oh gosh, music! I should be quiet because
sound check, Logan.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's start with not Gabby, Pip.
Microphone check, 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 check. Speaking a little bit louder than I typically do.
Hello. Lark's covered in paint. Sill's covered in paint. Pip's covered in fur. I'm covered in fur.
You, Sill?
Saldana.
Sound check. I will also be going to turn off our air conditioner for a little while so that there isn't a giant buzzing or volume fluctuation.
Awesome, Mark.
Atomic tangerine, beaver, antique brass, desert sand, raw sienna, tumbleweed, tan.
Gabby.
I'm going to try to not cough and hack as much as I possibly can during this game, but it's going to be impossible to do so.
Saldana sounds like Uma today.
And do you, Logan?
What's that?
Do you do yourself?
You
know,
Oh,
when you're
turn
alone.
yourself up if you need to.
I assume you guys would tell me if I'm not coming through clear. I
You
do
sound
hear
good.
my, so I put myself around the same volume as you guys. But if you think I need to be louder, let me know.
Nope.
Give me 1 second to turn off our air conditioner. It is 3 steps away from me.
And to answer your question of what Saldana might be covered in, GB, if he was there the other day, I would answer with blood.
Today is just sadness.
Oh, that's right, with the stabbing. I remember. Zyler.
Yep, that asshole.
In pain. We haven't seen him. I looked for him.
I don't know where my spider broke went.
It's still like
Zone.
ugh. That nat 20 still makes me shake my head, Logan. Fucking nat 20, how dare. Yeah,
Also-
my character almost died. That was fucking fantastic.
You forgot to
Roll
give
vampires in charge.
last night. Jenny rolled a 1, and you forgot to give her the chance to fail.
To catastrophically fail. During the sewer.
Yeah,
To get out of the
when
door
you
to
had
find
to
out
come
where
out
she
across
Okay,
town.
that wasn't a check roll though.
okay.
That was just a random roll. That's just to see how far
Gotcha.
you want to go.
Catastrophic fail. She's in the other continent.
She's in the castle. That is the catastrophic failure. Oh.
Half of her shows up outside the library. The other half shows up in the castle.
You interrupt the king during his dinner.
Just him sniffing a thing of.
As a doctor,
I never really had the
different.
chance to watch
I'm
him.
getting through them finally. It's okay.
I did.
I heard it
have a
gets
re-
better near the end of his tenure.
I had a and I'm sorry for any spoilers. The bank robbery one. Bank has 6 foot by 4 foot vents that you can crawl through. I'm sorry, and they used that throughout the entire damn thing, and it pissed me off.
Why would you need to crawl through them? 6 foot by 4 foot. You
Through
can
them.
walk. Yeah.
Anyway, you ready to s up?
I am. I am ready.
Guys, here we go. In 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Countless Heroes. And hello to my players. Gabby, Kyle, Andy,
Hello.
Angela, and Mike. And Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Hello.
Hi.
Who is that?
Kyle,
man?
it's so good to see you, and
know.
your beautiful face and your beautiful Pip, and
Welcome to
it's
the show,
amazing-
Kyle.
Amazing to finally have you here. We are down a person today, and that's okay. And there's only 3 people watching us, so I'm going to guess that's me and 2 of you. But that's okay, because more people will either show up or they'll see it on YouTube or whatever. If you see it on YouTube, thank you. So first thing we have Kyle do is to quickly introduce himself. And then give us just a quick 1 or 2 sentences on Pip. And then we'll go ahead and get rolling.
Are we doing like the whole long walks on the beach type of thing?
Whatever you like.
All right. My name is Kyle. I enjoy long walks on the beach. And lasagna. I'm one of the founding members of Nerdsmith, and it's been my pride and joy to be able to work with these schmucks. And produce a quality product and finally get to play them.
Wait, we produce a quality product?
Sometimes.
Shock.
Sometimes we
start doing
stumble
that?
into it.
I would
That
never
sounds-
cast aspersions on your character, Logan.
It sounds amazing.
He's a barbarian. He can't cast.
Right.
Thank you for picking
And a
that.
little bit about Pip, besides the fact that he can't cast.
Pip is a Feroche. He's one of the homebrew races that we made just for the campaign, which is essentially, to parse the phrase, ferretkin. He's about 5 foot. He likes to hunt large creatures that are causing problems for local municipalities, and he is really not graceful in the social graces. He does not have social graces. So he thinks the laws of the city are stupid, and yeah. So we'll have fun as he figures out his place in and amongst these gang of ne'er-do-wells.
All right. Last night, the party discovered a little information about the boat lift, that there was, or over the last few days, I should say, that there is a large amount of a very rare material called air shale, which the Goa use to make themselves out of. It's a very powerful arcane element that, once transmuted, becomes whatever it is meant to be. It's like a building block that can become anything, like a mineral stem cell, I guess. Arcane stem cell. You can basically turn it into anything. It does a lot of different things. I was meant to be a joke, but I think it's actually a pretty apt description.
I thought it was just a good description.
And it was used to line the inside of the core of the boat lift to strengthen it. And they turned it into a material harder than adamantium. Is it adamantium or adamantine in D&D? Adamantine in D&D, adamantium in Marvel, right?
Unobtainium.
Okay. It's unobtainium. No, I hate that.
Careful. James Cameron might never come on the show if you express too strong of an opinion.
We support charitable organizations, not deep sea dives.
I like that line.
Actually, I'm actually really excited about the deep sea dive. But anyway,
Logan wants a submarine, Kyle. Didn't you forget?
I actually wanted to be a deep sea oceanographer for a long part of my life, and I wanted to own a submarine. Top of all my dream boards when I was younger was a $80 million submarine. It's a 4-story submarine made by U.S. subs. It is amazing. I had all the schematics and everything. It was gorgeous. Now, I can't stand being in the ocean to save my life. It scares the shit out of me. But I would love to be in a submarine, and I don't know why.
And instead, you got a bunch of goofballs who act like they have the bends sometimes.
Well, yeah, that's true. But if I had
Presumably, when you're in the
$80
submarine, you can't actually see the ocean. So
oh no, there's a 12-foot
probably fine.
porthole in the center of each side, and then there's a 10-foot on either side of that, 8-foot on either side of that, and the main floor. So yes, there are several portholes on both sides with lights all the way down. The first year comes with a 3-man crew because that's what it takes to run it. Yeah, it is incredible. And you have to have $7.5 million just for them to finish the plans on it, down payment or something like that. So, anyway, that's that.
And here I thought my dream board was extravagant with a bookcase that has one of those little rolling ladders.
That's just good sense.
It actually has a library inside of it, but no rolling ladder. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, it also had a yacht on it, by the way, that kind of detaches. So just
You had a captain's yacht?
basically.
was this in a comic book?
No, this is actually real. Go to US Subs online. You can take a look at it. Or at least the basic schematics they have.
This episode brought to you by
US Subs.
The Yellow Submarine.
So that's a little look into the DM, more than some of you even had. Just that's my life. Let's see here. So
that did not happen on last episode.
That did not happen. So what did happen is they learned that this air shale that has been transmuted into this extremely hard material has started to rot or has some sort of fungus or disease that is rotting it away, turning it into basically a fragile, sort of almost cork-like material. It's starting to waste away at about a 30-foot area of the interior of this very, very large structure. And they have a piece of it with them, at least one of them does. That's Lannick, I believe. And they've been researching and learned very little, unfortunately. There's not a lot of people who would know much about Airshale. Sill's people would know the most. Now, that being said, Sill, you had a scroll of sending. I believe you were going to attempt to use.
I was going to attempt to use it, or at least figure out how to use. I mean, the other best option I had in my head was Saldana has a painting that I made that depicts my mother. So she's been exposed to that image for a while, and there was like, okay, maybe if I tell her about my mom, like maybe she could send it. I don't know.
So Saldana's still going to have to roll 2, I think, because you can't cast sending at this point, right?
But I don't have a spell casting like ability.
But I think anybody can make the check.
None of my stats that would be valid would be very good at doing it, I imagine.
So yeah, you can talk to Saldana.
Yeah. That's the best thought I had.
All right, so do you go over to Saldana's house in the morning?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. All right, so
no.
You head over to Saldana's house.
But first I grab GB and tell him that I want to get her some get well soon flowers.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
what sort of colors do you want?
Well, blues are very calming and are supposed to help with, healing and relaxing. And Saldana's kind of blue too, so she might like that.
Okay, sure. We've got some blue flowers, yeah. So here you go. Here are some blue flowers, and how about this? Let's make a bouquet. I'm gonna add some morning glory and a little bit of that the baby's breath, and that'll be nice. Mm-hmm.
I will defer to your expertise.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Okay. Do you want to come with?
Sure.
Or are you still work?
Yeah, I'll come.
All right.
I don't really have a schedule here. I just sort of show up and hang out.
Okay.
Let's see if,
all right. Let's go. Come on.
Just stares at you.
Sorry.
Like, now you have to carry me.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we can get there. Lark, what are you doing in the morning?
Lark is going to go to see whatever, but he would like to paint him in his environment, so he's going to go see if he's in the park.
All right, let's hold on there. Pip, first off, who do you know that's in the city that's a PC? Do we have any connections at all?
Lannick and Pesk.
Of course. I'm pretty sure I had you in with Lannick or Pesk earlier, but yeah, unfortunately, this is where you're at now, and that's okay.
I thought during the prelude stuff, GB and Pip met at some point.
I'm not sure how much of that's canon.
Well, it's whatever you want to be canon. So if you guys want to, the idea that you've met, maybe just randomly, is that part of GB's life still canon? Did he actually go through that part?
I thought so. That was just like 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
I had justified that Syl and Pip had met before.
Wait,
just
the
out
preludes,
in the wilderness.
the week right before we started? Is that what you're talking about, GB?
Never mind.
I thought so.
Lark met Pip in the preludes.
We all know this
Right,
very
so
large ferret.
Okay.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so that part,
Pip
just the week. I thought you were talking about the stuff we did like 12 weeks ago.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, like
we've been preparing
Albion
this
thing
for a very long time.
A very long time.
So can you give me a Lark or GB? Can you give me something memorable that we can grab Pip onto?
He was carrying a giant creature that he had slayed through the city. He was just dragging it.
Right. Okay.
That's Lark's memory.
It was a basilisk.
Yes, the basilisk.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And he was asked by somebody where did you find a basilisk in the city? And he said, what he said. I don't remember exactly.
All right, so you've at least seen him and met him. One of the very few Farosh in the city. You may have seen maybe one or two others. Not very many. Just like the chitin, they're just not a lot around. So when you see him again, Lark, dragging what through the town this time, Pip?
Giant spider.
Okay, all right. Some sort of giant spider through the town. This 5-foot hulking body, not including legs, kind of curled up. He's just dragging along behind him. People are giving him a very wide berth as he continues to drag this through over to tip to tail, I assume. Although I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. So that's what you see, Lark. Are you going to approach? I mean, I wouldn't, but
No, I'll probably just kind of stop, and I'm going to admire it because he just loves to look at the scenery and things going around.
Okay.
And so he's just going to stand there and he's going to watch it.
So to paint a scene, Pip has made a harness out of spider silk that is still attached to the spinnerets and is dragging the carcass by this harness that's wrapped around his chest by the spider's butt.
Lark
Oh
will.
my god.
Lark will attempt to paint that later.
All right. All right. So Pip, you head on in. The Briar kind of comes over to you, and she looks it up and down. I don't know if we described Briar on scene. So their tip to tail is a small, or it's a large warehouse with 3 shops inside. They're actually fairly small shops because most of it's behind the scenes. They're 3 siblings, 3 half-orc siblings. One is a butcher, one is a leather worker, and one is a chandler. So between them, they use almost every part of the cow, which is part of their goal when they inherited their father, or took over their father and mother's cow farm. So now their parents and some help run the farm. Instead of taking over themselves, they just hired some help out there, and they started doing this because this was what they'd kind of grown up learning how to do. And Briar, I believe, is the sister, and she is the leather worker. I may be wrong on that. I have to look that up. I was not expecting this early. So Briar comes up and sees Pip and goes, Pip, that's not meat. She comes over. There's no leather on this.
Is good meat.
There's
Pip just like pats the abdomen.
I gotta get the other one's names. Hold on a second.
Lots of good meat.
Ah.
You steam it, you boil it,
Stick it in
you
the
remove the
stew,
hairs
yeah.
and fry
Just
it.
with the potatoes. I got it. Not on
Then
my
you can-
list there.
You take the leg and you scrunch up
Take it
one
all
end,
out.
and then you roll it and you squeeze out the meat, and you can put it onto a slice of bread. It's delicious.
Okay.
Some garlic and butter and parsley.
What is this, a Redwall book?
Meat paste.
Now Pip is
And
hungry.
they are not in there either. Does anybody remember, have them in their notes, remember the 3 siblings?
Give me 2 seconds.
I don't know where my actual notebook went. because
They're
I
all
thought I put
B
everything
names.
down. Yeah.
Gotta reach for that notebook. That's all the way back there.
These are last game. I don't have it. All right. My apologies, everyone. So the butcher comes over and, Pip, what am I supposed to do with this?
You can boil it, you can steam it, you can remove the hairs and fry it.
I don't. He kind of comes over to it and starts kind of looking it up and down.
You make a
like a big
spider
crab.
Yes, like crab.
Hmm.
Make spider po' boy sandwiches.
We'll call it the land crab. And turns over and looks at Briar. Pay the man. And he grabs it, starts dragging it.
Land crab is more delicious than land shark.
And he leaves.
Oh,
So they pay
Oh,
you
God.
your daily wage, which is unskilled labor, so it's about a gold. And you go ahead and head out. As you leave, you're taking off the harness, I assume, and leaving that behind. And you head out into the street, and you see Lark, the gentleman you'd met before. And coming out of a shop, a flower shop down the way a little bit, you see GB and Syl. I don't know if you've ever met Syl, but you recognize GB. And Syl is in kind of a unique fixture on the street, a walking statue, something you've never quite seen before.
Hello, stone friend.
hi.
No, the other one. The one that paints.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, dog friend. Hello, other
Hi.
stone friend that paints.
I can understand. It's easy to confuse us. Stone friend who paints and wears cool hats.
I
would
don't wear
wear
hats.
Wear hats.
No
I am
relation.
not made of stone. It just look like stone.
My mistake.
I don't
I have
hold that
not hunted
against
one
you.
of your kind.
I am made of grit and legend,
Sounds tasty,
held together with feelings.
as are we all.
Hi,
Hello,
I'm
dog friend. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Pip
You can
apologizes.
say hi to your friends first.
Pip, this is Syl. She's awesome.
Hello, Syl. Pip is Pip.
Oh. Hi, Pip. It is good to know yourself. So I'm
He
glad for you.
reaches out a paw
She will shake it.
and then grabs your hand and kind of like turns your wrist over and kind of like starts smelling it.
There might be a bit of oil and what's that word? Fuck, I lost the word for turpentine. There might be a little turpentine on there still. I'm sorry. I need to remember to wash my hands. That's not for dogs.
I'm an alchemist.
Shouldn't eat. Turpentine should not be for anyone.
Pip, do you know Lark?
I am Lark.
Pip is met Lark.
Oh, good. We're gonna go see someone about a scroll. You want to come?
Pip is not doing anything better with his time.
Good answer.
Yes. Good. Yes. Good job.
Pip will come with you.
Oh, okay. I got a party.
It's not party until Pip arrives.
Good to know.
I haven't been to a party in a little while.
Pip likes to dance.
I tried dancing yesterday. It didn't go well.
We were bad.
Pip will like start like hopping sideways and making little like noises with his throat. He's like
Ooh.
doing that little fair oar dance. Like, you
good.
move this and then you try not to trip over tail and it's
And you turn yourself around. I gotcha.
Yep, it's a clap pause and it's good.
Does that attract the giant spiders?
It attracts Lady Faroche.
I see.
What about a spider?
Oh, Pip just killed giant spider and is paid for the body.
Oh. Well, I guess I won't get to say hi then.
It was very dead.
Okay.
It did not have a bow on it. It was not a friend.
Good job.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna go deliver well wishes and a favor to ask.
Is someone sick?
You heard about what happened to Saldana?
Oh, she got better.
It's only been a couple days. I mean, some people are a little squishier than others. Saldana more than most.
Okay. Well, let's go say hi.
I would like to go cheer her up as well.
I got her some flowers. GB put them together.
They're not blue, by the way.
Oh my god. He did a really good job. She just let it happen as he was plucking them out. She's like, oh, okay. So Syl and presumably the rest of the group will head over to Saldana's family estate.
Can we walk and use the bridge? I am running low on funds. The ferry and the lift have been taking all of my money.
I like walk.
Yeah. No, I don't mind taking a stroll.
I may need to get a job.
I should talk to the maestro for you. Maybe you could work with me.
I have not met this maestro.
Does he play music?
He's an artist.
I think half the people I know are artists.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful? It takes a creative mind to be in this line of work.
I use my creativity to create new magical formations.
See, that's a kind of art.
It can make some pretty explosions.
What, Pip?
Pip makes traps with his
That
creativity.
is awesome. Pip does that. That's creative. That's building something from not something.
It's designed to kill things.
That's a thing.
Very efficient, very painless.
That's usually pretty good. I'll talk to him, Lark.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah. He's got to help me with my... Well, he doesn't have to. I'm going to ask if he will help me with my sleeve again, since I have to repaint it.
Sorry.
That was unfortunate.
I would much rather have to repaint it than the alternative.
It was necessary.
Yes. Thank you, GB. It's okay.
What is alternative?
We found what's sort of a stony sort of heartworm, and we were trying to prevent her from getting it.
It is a form of rock rot.
Yeah. So trying to avoid it. And GB had to clean me off, and it took all my paint. So I had to reapply.
It's even grungier than rot rock.
Hmm.
Pip imagines that GB would want to avoid heartworm of some sort. Sorry.
One of the schools of magic is preventatives.
I'm an Advantix wizard.
Logan, we're having this discussion as we walk to Saldana's.
Yes, this is a walk and
Yes,
talk.
I know. I'm
to
trying
help
to get
you
something
out.
ready, so keep walking,
Sure.
keep talking.
We'll keep walking and talking.
While Saldana treads, is unaware that this ragtag group is going to her family estate, which is not going to go well.
When is this party not ragtag? Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Um,
There.
Syl will, as they're getting to the Pearl District, do I need to wait to get to the Pearl District for you,
No, that's
Logan,
fine.
or can I talk about walking in there? As we're going in there,
Syl will point at different estates that they pass and tell them like weirdly inappropriate gossipy stories about the families that live there that she's caught when she stayed at parties. And she'll explain that she gets invited to parties because not a lot of people have seen Go before. So they just pay me to paint and to like, they called it rubbing elbows.
You get paid to paint?
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's more about me painting than what I paint.
I see. I just give all my paintings away.
Well, that's very kind.
Like
I don't
this
mind
one.
taking their money.
He'll rummage through his pack. Just this morning, I was out to see whatever, your friend.
Oh.
And I painted a picture of him in his environment.
What is this black splotch in middle of park?
Yep, that's him.
He hands it. This is for you. I painted it. I was thinking that you could give it to him as a gift to make him happier or less.
Yeah, I mean, I could give it to him. That would be nice.
Yeah. And he hands you a painting, and it's just all him. He's all in black, and it's a picture of him sitting on the lower end of a teeter-totter, and the other end of the teeter-totter is kind of broken off, and he's just sitting there. He's not riding it. Obviously, there's nobody there. But on the other side, there's a picture of Syl reaching up to go grab the other end of the teeter-totter to maybe make it so that it actually works.
I love that.
And it's got kind of you in a blue hat.
Aw, that's really nice.
I think he will like it.
He'd probably hate if I tried to push it, or at least he'd act like he didn't like it, but he really would.
I love you, Mike.
He's not actually that sad. He just sees the world a little differently than most people.
He appears to be in quite a bit of pain. I wish I could help him. Bring more joy. That is what the painting is for.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes just meeting people on their level is nice. So he seems to like just... I think he likes just having someone spend some time with him and not judge him. So anyway, the grave rights over there, they're terrible tippers when they go out to restaurants. And she'll just continue going down the street with these weird names. She doesn't even care about this gossip, but it's what she knows.
Is the Lockeridge, do we go by Lockeridge Bone, House of Bone?
Yes, you do actually.
That's the Lockeridge Estate. They might all be bones now.
People need to visit.
Well, if you peek over
this as well.
The Pesk wasn't super happy this happened.
There's a little bit of baggage there, yeah.
Just a little.
I, on the other hand, I feel like it might be fun.
It's his favorite house in town.
Is there time for side trip?
We haven't quite figured out how to get in yet. I can't get my. It doesn't work.
You break them.
Oh, I hadn't tried that actually.
So
I feel like the Nocturne might have, though.
Is there like a high wall around the estate?
No, there's actually no real wall around their estate. I mean, there's a little gate. There's a little bit of kind of a gate at the beginning, but it's all kind of open around that. So it looks like there's kind of this entry area.
Pip will kind of scurry over on all fours and look up at the windows. or what used to be windows, I guess, and try to find like a thinner, almost like rib or something that makes up the window pane, or the the lining of the glass of what used to be glass, and kind of just stare at it for a second, and then just full speed run and headbutt right at the window.
Okay.
Oh no.
Lark immediately runs over, seeing this, because he thinks that this is going to be very painful.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Okay.
And you charge right at the what part of it?
Where a window would have been.
There's still bone, but yeah. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Strength check. All right. $21.
So Pip runs over, slams his head into this, and breaks the fairly thin bone, and then lands inside of the building.
You had not tried this before.
He has succeeded.
Oh, wow.
And he'll just pick up the small pieces of bone from where he, went through the window and and crawl back out the window and just kind of dust himself off and go back over to the party, and then just gesture.
Can I have a little?
Pip looks at Syl like,
I'm not his keeper.
oh, then take the piece of the bone out of my pocket and toss it your way.
Okay.
You are welcome.
I feel like I kind of want to go in there, but maybe we should grab Saldana first.
We usually go with 6. 4 is not great.
No, I think it might be good to have another person who's willing to patch people up. That's yeah.
Let's go do your scroll, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
So, Pip, where'd you get this spider, or that spider that they saw you with?
Outside of the city.
Like in a cave?
It was in a tree.
Oh.
Pip had to burrow around the bottom of the tree and knock the tree over, and then the spider was a bit on the squished side. So Pip did not actually kill the spider. The tree killed the spider.
But you made the tree fall indirectly.
You made a trap.
It's called
I made a trap.
manslaughter.
Did you replant?
There were many acorns that fell off the tree, so I'm sure.
Glad to hear it.
Just
I
so you
think
know, the spider webs are flammable. So if you wanted to, next time, you could just burn the whole thing down.
Pip thinks that burning down the entire forest would have been more destructive than destroying a single tree.
Yes. I'm sorry, Syl. I talked over you.
No, I was just going to tell Pip that I think he's completely within his rights to call dibs on the kill because intent is 9/10 the law.
It had drained a few sheep, so the farmers were not happy, and they hired Pip to go take out the spider.
Oh, well, that's really good. That is very nice of you.
And then Pip bring the spider back into town after burying his weapons because of stupid laws. And now is now.
You should take up the loot.
Or get a job breaking marble. I should pull her sledgehammer out. I have a piece of paper that says I'm allowed to carry this.
We could introduce you to the little goblins in Green Iron Village. They could
Very
disguise your weapons for you.
Oh, Pip has collected bounty for them. Has not
Bounty.
been introduced, but
bounty for the goblins or bounty written by the goblins?
Goblins hired Pip to kill some.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to check. Because they're kind of nice people.
Pip agrees. It's nice being able to see eye level with people when on all fours.
Mm-hmm.
Realizing that he's just like realizing that he's just made this connection, Pip's like, okay, and he starts like walking on all fours with GB.
Aww.
GB just sort of like shoulder checks you.
Pip, very like firmly shoulder checks you back, like not like aggressively, so just like,
yeah,
sure, we're playing this game.
Yeah, GB goes flying. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, poor puppy.
Be careful, he has not learned Featherfall yet.
True.
Why would GB know have feathers? GB is dog.
GB is magic.
It's more of a metaphor. Mm-hmm.
You gotta call the spell something.
Okay.
It would be strange to call it wee.
Or, oh, thank God.
That too. It's a reaction, so that would probably be better.
If it was called "Oh Thank God," then you could not cast it within the city because of stupid laws.
Yeah. Thankfully, my talents don't rely on such words. It is very annoying not being able to use my crystal, though.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get that fixed.
It's a little hard to open component pouches with paws. Although that was nice alliteration.
It may be able to make you drawstring pouch.
Well, I do have this, and he'll paw the ground a little, and a blue hand pops up and starts opening a pouch for him. See, it works. It's just not it's not as convenient as you might expect.
Takes a little time.
About 6 seconds, yeah.
On top of whatever you're casting.
Is oddly arbitrary measure of time.
Yeah.
It's a few seconds.
All right, so you guys are finishing up and coming up to the manor, the very large, one of the largest pieces of property in this area, and we can go ahead and go into roll 20 here.
You have to
Skeletalized is going to murder us.
I just want everyone to understand.
We enter the house and immediately roll for initiative to visit Saldana.
You're trying to.
I only had it about half finished, so I had to finish it up.
Trying to get your pleasantries off before the butler does.
Ooh, this is pretty.
Where are we?
At the
This
end
is
of
the
the
moment
walk
Gabby
right now.
realizes how fucking big her own house is for her character.
Are you going to add us, or are we adding ourselves?
You should add yourself. And I will go ahead and...
Sorry for stepping on your foot, Pip.
It's okay. Pip walks on the bottoms.
And for Pip's benefit, since I don't know that you've played with Carl before, there is a raven that has been following us.
Is ill omen.
Oh no, that's just Carl.
What is it, Carl?
He's my magical feather friend. Not to be confused with Featherfall.
Oh, people's going to ask why he has not taught you how to fall yet.
He's trying. It's a little hard. I've been working on an improvement for Featherfall that would allow the reactor to, when he's falling, also have a small balloon appear on top of him so that he could just hold the little string, and it would be really cute.
Pip's eyes just kind of glaze over as you're talking about like improving spells.
Anyway, this is a really nice house. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. The bedroom's also the kitchen.
These places always have way too many bathrooms.
I don't need one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Pip does not either.
Ew.
And so
from
just
really
goes,
cute to really gross.
so just goes on one out, Lark, and just knocks on the door.
All right, so you're still walking up at this point.
Where is Syl? I do not see her here. Did she fall behind?
Am I at the door? I'm over here.
I don't
I
think
think
you're
she's
on the
just-
Roll20 map yet.
I think she's just about
Oh,
10
sorry.
feet, 15 feet backwards. It's okay. Oh, there she is. See?
Clicking and dragging. There we go. I jump out of one of the trees I was climbing.
Boo, gotcha.
Sorry, I just had to get that out of my system.
Pip is wondering why Syl was hiding under the park bench outside the walkway.
It's called camouflage.
Walk, walk, walk.
Hide and seek. Larko jump into a bush.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed
But
to look.
he's too tall, so his head is sticking up, I'm sure.
I'm just imagining like the guards just seeing these weirdos just like playing hide and seek in the Erasmus Estate Gardens. It's like, what?
Awesome.
Upon hearing hide and seek, Pip just burrows.
Oh, okay, you do you. You know, I have to ask her for a favor. I'm not sure this is gonna... Oh, okay. And he's gone.
Oh, Josh's just gonna hate you guys.
If we're really playing hide and seek, I can sometimes get darkness to happen. So if you want, I can try for a little while. It doesn't happen frequently, though.
Is the rule just that you can't win if you can't see the person? Like, if you know they're there, I feel like you can still win the game.
Maybe. I don't know. I've not
guess-
played yet.
I don't know if the rules should be you tag the person or you have to like make eye contact with the person.
Well,
That is an
shouldn't
entirely different game.
Yeah, shouldn't we call that tag?
I prefer
Good
touch
name.
and go.
It feels like our lives most of the time.
Yeah. So here is the manner. You can go ahead and move yourselves up to the door. The large double doors open into.
We disappeared into the house. We're under the house because we all took
I
the tunnel he
disappeared.
burrowed.
I see them vanish and I immediately stop. I'm like, do not know what happened.
There you go.
This house is cursed.
Too far. Too far. Oh yeah, you're perfect. Saldana's over there. Yeah. Everyone be by Saldana. All right, so the door opens there.
Did Pip burrow the
Ah.
entire way?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Hello, darkness, my old
But
friend.
far enough
I
down that
didn't do
that
it.
it wouldn't have been readily apparent. So there's just a hole where he went down and a hole where he came back up.
Can you teach me how to do that?
GB, are you
Sure.
practicing the darkness thing?
I wasn't. I promise. Usually when I cast something, some noise happens, and then there's a little text box.
Oh, you're one of those meta magic wizards.
I'm very meta. Yeah. Mhm.
That is the only pun that Pip will utter today. I've been very
Live.
Intentional or unintentional is the question, though.
That was intentional.
Yes, but I mean intentional for Kyle or intentional for Pip?
Oh,
All right.
like I can't dip back into the pun field like I did for previous characters who shall go unnamed. Thank you, Chelsea. So yeah.
Yes, for the viewers out there, Kyle is incredibly witty. Pip might not be.
Good. It'll be really easy to tell when he's in and out of character. Then.
Exactly. All right. So, so the door opens and you're looking into a grand entryway. Some people call it a foyer. Some people call it a foyer. Either way, we don't care.
Fancy word, whatever.
It's foyer in Elvish.
And
I thought it was pronounced voyeur.
that's a different thing. Not sure if they
If
have.
we
it here.
stood outside the door and just stared in, we'd be voyeurs.
That's what I'm doing.
Who opened the door, Logan?
So before you see what's a weird race? I'm trying to think of a really weird race. Would be a butler. A bugbear. There is a bugbear sitting there in a almost just a very, very beautiful, very well tailored suit. He's not very not as muscular as you've seen most bugbears before, if you've ever seen bugbears before. Kind of on the leaner side, but still, even then, as the bugbear is still more muscular than most of the people you've seen. But just not as broad and as you've seen before. About 6'3" is a short height for bugbears, I believe. And it's got this really well trimmed up facial fur, and it's got little on its tusks. It's got little like little designs, like almost like they're like they're almost like they're hennaed, like they're stained, but with this very intricate design on them. Very well groomed hair, black suit with kind of a little bolo style black tie that comes down, but it's still a little open, so you can see a little bit of his very well. Seems like all of his fur over his entire body is well groomed. And he looks down. Yes, Sil?
Did he open the door from 10 feet away?
So he
Gabby is
reaches up
questioning
and,
Jastra's hiring methods.
he opens the door. Hold on. This has got to be really good. I got to think about this for a second because butlers have a tendency to turn into things. The last butler, I jokingly named Davenport after a certain character in a certain
place.
podcast. The Adventures Zone.
Certain adventurous zone.
It turned into one of the most important characters in the campaign. So I'm going to be very careful here for a second.
So you gave us Daniel Butler instead.
Just as so I didn't think that I was going to get an opportunity, but as I was typing my notes, I accidentally spelled it out as hentai rather than henna. Whoops.
Nope,
I fixed
not that
it.
kind of butler.
Somebody
Not
was
that
talking
kind
about
of butler.
hentai the other day, and I saw hentai, and I was like, what is going on over here?
Why do they keep misspelling it?
It's a different scene.
The first thing out of Syl's mouth when she sees the bugbear is, "Are you Saldana's dad?"
I think being bugbear would be a dominant trait rather than a recessive trait.
He looks down as you guys start this exchange. I am Stokes, the Arasis butler.
Hi, I'm Syl.
I am
It's
Lark.
nice to meet you, Syl. And he reaches out a hand and shakes it. It kind of dwarfs your hand as he wraps it around it. But he seems to be very polite, firm handshake, not overbearing. Lark. Does Lark offer his hand?
Oh, yes.
He'll shake it.
GB sits and puts a paw up.
Nice to meet you. You are Talking Dog.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
Gareth, yes?
Yeah, Gareth. Mm-hmm.
And I do not know you. My apologies. Gentle Farosh.
Peepy's peep. And he'll extend his paw and then realize that he's still covered in dirt and just like back up a couple steps and just like shake. Try to get as much of the
He'll
dirt
reach out and shake his thing. Was the dirt soft and to your liking?
Peep thinks it was good, yes.
Excellent. We tend our ground well. May I ask why you are here?
Peep is tag along.
I think I'm responsible
Delicious.
for this.
My favorite cookie.
Almost as good as little Girl Scout who brought them.
We are not selling those.
I think I'm responsible for us being here. So, is Saldana home? I wanted to speak with her.
Lady Saldana is home, yes.
Is she feeling better?
Was she not feeling well?
She's fine.
Yeah, I think she was a bit under the weather. So, we just wanted to say hi.
Nothing to see here.
The way you talk
Everything's
is
fine here now.
strange and suspicious. But please come in.
I'm sorry.
And as you walk in this grand foyer. Every one of these alcoves has art and statues in them. I don't have that on there just yet. I'm still working on building it. But I was going to say, let's see, where would be a good waiting room? God, I don't like any of this. Hold on, sorry.
GB casts prestidigitation to clean off his paws before he enters. And Carl stays outside.
Lark starts to take off his shoes at the door.
Lark finishes taking his shoes off at the door.
One lace, two laces.
You guys are so bad. All right, hold on.
Lark has Velcro because he doesn't know how to tie.
Oh.
Our poor giant Goliath boy.
Fantasy Velcro.
Fantasy
Do they-
Velcro.
Now here's the real question, Lark. Do they light up when you walk?
I might be able to figure out how to do that if you want.
That would
That'd be
hilarious.
very distracting.
Prestidigitate his shoes as he walks. You go, okay, step one, step two.
I couldn't stop looking at them. I'd be like running into stuff all the time, just looking down at my feet.
It would also be bad for some of our quiet missions.
Would you like to wait upstairs or in the chapel?
What's upstairs?
Who's
A
chapel?
small waiting room. It is non-denominational. You may choose what you wish.
Lark might like that. Saldana might like that too. We'll wait in the chapel.
Excellent. And he takes you over to this northern door over here. If the damn thing would fuck along.
Bye, Carl.
They took our jobs?
I said bye, Carl. Carl.
please wait here. I will fetch Sildana for you.
Thank you.
And he
Stokes, thank you,
He said
Stokes.
fetch, oh no.
he heads off.
He was very agreeable.
I agree.
Lark sits down and takes Dermot off of his back and sits him beside him and just starts
In the pew.
talking
Just
to him. Mm-hmm.
oh.
Just the two of them sitting there waiting.
Pip is glad you have come today. Pip have important message. Pip would like to share with you.
Did you just walk to the front
Lark-
to the
Lark
pulpit and start?
Is like excited and he
All hail
leans
the
in to
Church of
listen.
Pip.
He just starts talking about how to prepare spider meat.
Are you
First,
still in my thunder, Ange?
I'm sorry. Please continue.
The message of today is slow and low.
Oh my god.
I've heard that before about something.
Pip is not referring to himself. Ribs. Ribs mostly. Brisket. You cook it over indirect, low heat for very, very long time. Rub it with seasoning. Stab it with knife. Insert garlic clove. It's delicious. Secret to good rib. Coat in applesauce. Slow cook. After meat is done, you scrape off applesauce. Put it over high heat with the brown sugar and the honey. Make
Now you just making
glaze.
me hungry, Kyle.
This is doing nothing for Syl, by the way. She's just like, I'm just really excited. He's excited.
Ursali approves of the honey.
GB, who had laid down on one of the back pews, thinking this was not going to be interesting, moves to the front.
Mage hand starts sketching notes.
Serves many people. Brings people together.
Serves 16, perhaps.
Oh,
This is one and only meeting of what was that voice?
It's the raspy tones of a nerd.
This was meeting.
was that an in or out of character description?
Yes. I am both.
Syl, after the sermon, Syl pulls out a folded piece of paper and starts, she like sort of spreads it out on her book and starts proofreading and like scratching out words and like writing new ones. And she seems to be counting the letters or counting the words that she's writing and then like fiddles with them again.
Okay.
GB is gnawing on the window bone.
And what is that attached to?
The pain bone.
And then what is that attached to?
The necromancy bone.
You should make a song. All right, Sildana, there is a knock on your bedroom door. Or are you in the library?
She's in her room.
Okay, there's a knock on your door.
Yes.
Milady, there are some people here to see you.
See me?
Yes. A dog and several of his companions. I believe his name is Goreth.
Yes. Stokes is his name? What was his name? Because I didn't fully catch.
Stokes.
He's a new hire.
Stokes.
Stokes.
Okay.
Stokes.
Thank you, Stokes.
You're stoked to see Stokes.
You cut out there for me,
As in
Logan.
you're
What?
stoked to see Stokes.
He's totes jazzed.
Stoked
thank you.
to see Stokes. Toke.
No more jokes.
Beautiful.
Jeez Louise. Yes, I'll be right there to meet them. Thank you. Thank you.
They are in the chapel.
Very well. I'll go meet them then. And she's gonna stand up, brush herself off, and
She kind of
just
he kind of nods as he leaves, and I will inform your mother.
that's not necessary.
He stops
It's
and kind
more
of turns.
it's a more private
matter?
affair. Yes.
Understood. He just turns and walks away.
Saldana takes a deep breath, straightens herself out, and fixes her clothes, and she makes her way down to the chapel for everyone else.
Go to the chapel and your...
Oh
Oh wait, it's not going. Okay.
Don't get me wanting to sing, y'all. I can't sing with my voice like this.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get arranged married.
Is that like a teleconference wedding?
All right, go ahead and you can put yourself in the room there.
If you agree,
You can't
raise
see
your hand in the participant box.
That might do really bad things to Zoom.
So Saldana comes in and sees everyone. What are you? Hello there. She looks at Pep very curiously.
We found a new friend.
Yes, I see that. Hello. You can stop smiling now. You don't have to force yourself to smile.
He is wise in the ways of meat.
Pippi's
Oh,
Pip.
Saldana.
And he'll like scurry up to you and hold out his paw.
Yes, she'll shake it, kind of like not sure what to expect of Pip. Just like, okay, this is happening now. Not the weirdest thing to happen to me, but sure. What are you doing here? Why are you here?
Pippi's tag along.
We heard that you'd gotten hurt, and also Syl has a question.
Yeah, these are for you. And she'll pull out the multicolored bouquet. I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you. She'll take them. She kind of, yeah. You have something you needed to ask me? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I had it's more of a request than a question. I have to send a message to somebody very far away, and I'm all thumbs with the magic stuff, and so I figured.
Wait, not too loudly, please. My mother has no idea.
Oh, okay. So I need to send a message to somebody very far away. And I have this scroll, and she'll pull out the scroll of sending. I have this scroll, and there's like rules about it, and I think you're supposed to know something about the person that you're sending to, and I want to send it to my mother, and you have a paint. I made a painting of her, and it was for you, I think. So, like, you've seen her technically, so I thought maybe you could help me send a message to her.
So Logan, I'm looking at sending specifically. It says that a creature that I'm familiar with. I don't think would a painting constitute as me being familiar with her mother?
You could try.
I could tell you more about her, and then you've seen her, and you know me. So I don't know how it works.
I can try. She'll kind of look over the scroll. This might be something beyond my capabilities, and frankly, after what happened that day, I still haven't been my best.
What happened?
a topic for conversation when we're not in my family estate.
Oh. Pip
Yes,
has been injured by many creatures. Spiders, basilisks, cockatrice, land shark, many things. Is always better. So you are okay.
Thank you.
Well, if you're willing to help, I'd appreciate it. I mean, if you don't think you're up for it, maybe you could just give me some pointers and I could try. I don't know.
Point with the thumb.
I can attempt, but again, this is something beyond my skill level, and I'm not sure if I'll be capable of doing it just with how I've been. If you'd rather take that chance, I can attempt it today, but I can't make any promises, so.
That's okay. I trust you. I know you try your best. It's okay.
All right.
Can anybody help her? Like, concentrate, or?
Does Saldana know if this chapel remains private for a while, or does she know how often anyone goes in here?
It's kind of hard to say. You're not keeping tabs on your mom and father and anybody else in the house all the time. The other rooms attached to this are not widely used except by the servants.
I will go guard the door.
No, better not chance it. We'll attempt this in my personal quarters. Come, and she'll lead them to her room. Just like being very mindful of like who's there and keeping a very careful ear and eye out in case her mother or father happen to be home or are going to be walking out.
All right. All right. So you're going to head up to the up to your room.
Yep. And when they get in there, she's going to go over to one of her personal bookshelves, and kind of behind it is where she bends down and grabs a book that is wrapped around in dark leather, and she opens it, and it is her book, her holy symbol book, that she had wrapped up in. She will sit at her personal table and chair and ask Syl to bring her the scroll so she can look it over.
If you're concerned about us becoming interrupted, I can set up an alarm for myself, and then we can all hear when it goes wrong and someone comes in.
No, people usually knock before entering here, especially my mother. But we should be fine for a bit. I just need to be careful.
Okay. I could also put Carl outside the door.
I don't think Saldana's familiar with Carl.
Oh, would you like to meet him?
Who is Carl exactly?
He's a raven. He's not an ill omen. I can put him away if it doesn't make you happy.
It's fine. Is Carl outside? Does he need to be let in?
Yeah, can we just open this window?
Certainly. And Sultana will open her window.
And a raven just flies in. See?
Lovely. I'm gonna attempt to scroll now.
I have there's like a number of words I'm supposed to be able to send.
I would assuming Saldana could. Yeah, I think Saldana would understand what kind of the meaning of the spell is, or would she? Just didn't look at the scroll. She probably, yeah. According to the incantation, it seems to be limit no more than 25. So think carefully of what you want me to say to her, because that's sort of how these sort of things work.
People do his concentration dance.
Thank you.
He starts to like do the exact same dance that he was doing before.
That looks very similar to the sexy dance.
Pippa's not dance sexy dance.
I guess I just don't know the cues. That's okay. I didn't do very well before anyway, so it makes sense that I wouldn't know.
People teach you concentration dance.
That'd be helpful.
Okay, first you step out with both of the hind feet, and then you step out with the front feet, and then you hop to the right, and then you keep tail out from body, so you do not trip, and then you step backwards, and then you jump to the side again, and you clap with your paws, and repeat.
Okay. I'll remember that. Is that
So-
supposed to make me better at concentrating, or is that what I'm concentrating on?
Yes.
Great.
Can you perform this without a tail?
Pippa's never tried.
Lark gets down on all fours and does what he can remember of the concentration dance without the tail.
And Saldana is doing her best to focus on trying to cast the scroll while this is going on around her.
All right.
We are helping.
Well, you head up to the third floor first off, and you go into your room, which is a very large room, 25 by 25 or so. You've got a little platform with a bed on top of it up there. The bed is actually probably more centered, and it's got like the draperies all around it. You got your own fireplace, your own desk, several tables, anything you can want. Probably a few bookshelves.
A lot of bookshelves.
No bathrooms in your house. Nobody ever puts bathrooms in these things. So evidently in D&D we don't need to use the bathroom.
No indoor plumbing.
Eh,
The magic of lead piping hasn't been invented yet.
I suppose. I'm not a big fan of that. I like indoor plumbing in my fantasy world. If you don't like it, get off my lawn. All right, so.
So Saldana will attempt to use the scroll spell.
All right, so you pull out the scroll, you start studying it, and you know you're sitting there and you're looking it over and over and over and over again, and it starts to just kind of blur a little bit. It's just a lot of pressure, and as you're sitting there reading it, your thoughts just kind of stem back to 2 nights ago, and you just kind of get these flashes of what happened, and you're having a hard time concentrating overall, because I believe you're still exhausted, right?
I have 1 level
Yeah.
of exhaustion. So I would have this advantage on this ability check.
Right.
And for using a scroll check, do I add my proficiency bonus or no? I don't remember.
It's a caster level check. I don't know if you add your proficiency. I don't think so. I think
So
you
it'd just
add
be
your
my
caster
wisdom.
level. Correct.
There are 3 people offering a concentration dance, so she should have advantage.
Or at least back to normal.
I would say 3 concentration dances is not very helpful. It's actually kind of distracting.
That's why Saldana's she has a high intelligence and a decent wisdom. She's trying very hard to focus on the situation at hand.
So Pip stares at Syl and is like,
What?
You are to aid in concentration.
I'm more of a silent, giving people vibes kind of dancer.
If magic fails, it is on you.
So
Just slowly start doing the hokey pokey.
as Saldana hears, if the magic fails, it kind of hits you. If you do fail at this, you don't just fail, it's going to wipe the scroll. So you know that failure here, I mean, you get 1 shot at this. It's either going to work or you've lost the opportunity. and the pressure kind of just hits you, and again, it just kind of flashes in your kind of tired state back to that moment 2 days ago, when you were just surrounded by crowds and looking desperately, calling out for Xyler, and then the pain and then the black.
Are you okay, Saldana?
So if I fail at this is going to ruin your only chance of contacting her.
Okay.
Because if this fails, it's on me, and
I don't want to put that on you. That's okay. If you want more time, or should I find another person who might be able to help?
Yes, however long it takes to get 2 more levels.
So Saldana just hands it back to Sil, the scroll back, and just goes, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's okay. I'm not mad. Thank you for trying.
Is it obvious that Sildana is like, or does Pip thinks it's like obvious that Sildana's like going through something?
Yeah.
Boys, we stop concentration dance. We dance happy dance.
GB does the exact same dance.
It is the exact same dance.
I do this dance only with a bigger smile on my face.
Mumfar, do the dance of joy.
Thank you.
We did find something else to do today if you wanted to. The estate, the one that turned into all bones, that was broken open.
Yeah, Pip got in.
You what?
His head is very hard.
That's using your noodle.
Pip is not noodle.
Logan, out of curiosity, because I never got around to asking this, does Saldana know what happened to Tybolt, Lockeridge?
Tybolt has been seen around town. He is taking care of his family's estate, and is
Not doing a great job.
working on taking over the full inheritance.
He's still around. Okay.
Great.
He is as your mother would say, keeping an air of dignity that you should strive to.
Yep, that sounds about right. Okay.
Fresh air always makes Lark feel better. You should come with us.
Yes.
Being around where we're not supposed to always makes me feel better.
There are many bones, some much bigger than what Pip put in his pocket. Pip would like the
Do you
chance to
have
explore.
some of the Lockeridge Estate in your pocket? I'm not going to question.
And mouth.
Yes, I think I could use some fresh air. Yes. Yes. Let's be careful on our way out, though.
Do you have a slide?
Contrary to what you would like to believe, not all people in the Pillow District want to have a slide on the outside of their homes. Pinball is quite unique in that situation.
What sad lives they must lead.
Indeed. Let's head out before anyone else discovers you're here.
Stokes is very nice.
Yes, yes. Very loyal.
Very laid back for a butler, in my experience.
Perhaps. And Saldana goes back to wrapping up her book, and she keeps it close to her.
He's probably really good at dusting the corners.
He is able to reach some of those hard-to-reach places, especially in the library.
Stokes' first butler that Pip has met.
Well, that's a good example of one.
Should you find yourself in this area more often, you'll you will definitely encounter more. Probably not as laid back, I suppose, as him.
Pip has been in the city for 6 months and has never been invited to Rababos. Pip does not know when he will come back to this district.
Knowing the people we do, you'll probably be dragged here a few times.
I'll take you to a party sometime.
Pip can do tricks.
That'll probably be one of the few parties I'll want to see just to see what happens. Then Saldana's they're talking as Saldana is leading them out carefully.
Oh, okay, we gotta be quiet now.
Just
bum, 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 bum.
As you get down to the second floor and start heading to the stairs to go down into the grand room, you hear your mother talking to Stokes.
Do I hear what they're talking about?
Just average day-to-day stuff. Planning the house. It sounds like they may have met in passing. So they're standing kind of towards the bottom of the stairs. You're not sure if she's coming down or
bottom
of
of
the stairs.
stairs.
You're going to be walking down. Yeah. So if you continue walking, so they're talking. You're not sure if she headed downstairs or if she was heading upstairs or what.
Pip continues down the stairs.
No, wait.
GB's doing that thing where he's standing right at the foot of the stairs just looking up.
So Saldana's gonna make a motion to wait, and she's gonna go on down and see
does Pip
if she
wait?
could just like peek her.
When he hears her say like no wait, then he will like stop mid stride.
I'll be right back. And Saldana's gonna go on ahead, and she's gonna just peek around real quick and see if she can see Jastra and Stokes.
It's not easy to peek around without coming down onto the first, because it's a balconied thing. So you'd have to kind of start coming down, but you can a little bit just kind of sneak down. You see your mother and Stokes talking at the foot of the stairs, just barely see their heads. And she's kind of pointing off to some things, talking about, it sounds like some decorations or something for maybe a party.
Of course. Would Saldana know of like any other ways to get downstairs or any other exits in the estate?
On this floor, I don't think there is, but let me check. Oops.
This would be a good opportunity for a slide. I'm just saying.
Saldana's only half listening. Like her ear only half like perks when you say that, but it's clear she's not paying attention.
Yes, on the second floor there is a set of stairs that can take you down into the storage room that is behind the chapel. And from there you can go out through this little bar or shed right here.
Okay, Saldana, seeing her mother, she's going to turn around and just motion for the others to follow her, and she's going to lead them through that direction to take a more indirect route to get out.
So as you head down into this, actually this looks like it's kind of an art gallery. I kind of like that idea, with the waiting and things. So as you head down into the gallery there, down these stairs, and start walking over past the fireplace. You hear Saldana, and it's your mother coming through the doorway from the chapel.
Does she just see Saldana, or does she see...
Oh, she sees everyone. So she is a tall, older elven woman, very gracefully aging, but you can see the age on her. More frown lines than smile lines. She's wearing this beautiful silver collar that's kind of got an open here, so it almost looks like even though she's wearing a dress, she's wearing a collared shirt. And it's got two chains, beautiful thin chains that come down and have kind of a little pendant right there in the chest. And it's kind of a V-neck open sort of dress. and it's open back. And this is how she dresses just every day. I mean, it's just she's always fancy and beautiful. The dress itself probably is very expensive silks, and the jewelry on top of that is silvers and golds. And she kind of just walks over. Aren't you going to introduce me to your friends?
Yes. Mother, this is Sil, Lark, Pip, and Gareth.
Which one is the dog?
That would be Gareth.
Excellent.
She points to the dog.
She looks at Pip and kind of walks over and puts a hand gently just kind of down on Pip's hand.
And Pip looks at Saldana and then like kisses the back of her hand.
I was really hoping you'd get close
Saldana-
and then just lick it.
Saldana is just like internally cringing, just like, oh god.
The last Farosh I met had no such manners. Nice to meet you. You were Sil? Pip.
Sil removes her hat and offers a hand to shake it. I'm Sil, ma'am. Sil of the Goa Nation.
I've never met a Goa. And she reaches over and she just kind of... She puts her hand like that, but then just kind of shakes it.
She was the artist of that the painting of the
That's right. I thought you looked familiar. I'm interesting. And Lark?
Yes, I am Lark.
Yes, you are. Are you also a painter?
Those are tattoos and birthmarks.
Oh, tattoos. Birthmarks. So you covered them to make them more pronounced?
Yes, to show them off. I am very proud of them.
Proud of your birth defects. Interesting. And GB, I believe, Gareth something, yes?
GB goes over and starts sniffing at her hand.
By the way, for the others, Saldana is very stiff. She is looking down. She is barely looking up at her mother.
Poor manners for an intelligent animal. And she pulls out a handkerchief and kind of cleans off her hand a little bit.
I also would have kissed your hand had you offered it.
It's for the gentleman to offer first, in polite society.
I will kiss my hand.
Despite himself, GB starts laughing.
Gabby loves it, but Saldana is cringing so hard.
Well, what brings you all to my manor today?
It was a house call to say hello to our friend, and we were inviting her to go on a walk with us around the district.
Oh, excellent. Get her out of the house. I actually approve of that. Strange. She spends far too much time in the library. And in her room, and hidden away.
She's very smart. Her time in the library gets spent well, I think.
She doesn't need to be smart. She needs to be married. Get out there and meet someone.
She is right there.
Yes, she is.
Pip can teach courtship dance.
Oh, you dance?
I know this one.
GB starts doing parts of it.
She kind of just ignores that and steps forward to talk to Pip. We are having a party later, if you'd like to come.
Is this where Pip will rub elbows?
Yes, that is the correct phrase. Do you have something to wear?
Pip is sure that Pip can find something.
Excellent. The party's at 6. I'm sure that I and Sildana will be happy to see you.
Is this? I assume this is the first time Sildana is hearing of this party. When was I to be informed about this?
Oh, I'm sure that I told you. We're having several young men here to see you.
I am a young man.
Yes, I can see that. Of course, as Sildana's friends, you're all welcome.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Appropriate dress, please.
I do not own a dress.
Sildana can help you procure one if you wish.
Yes, mother.
And she kind of comes over to you and just puts her hand kind of on your cheek, almost something she doesn't do often except in front of company. And she goes, please be back in time to get ready. I know it sometimes can take you a while. And she pulls out of inside of her chestal area, her little chest pockets, a small bag and hands it to you. To help you and your friends find some things nice to wear.
What kind of paint should I bring?
You don't need to paint, but if you'd like to, I'm not opposed to having you here. But you're welcome to just be a guest, as Sildana's guest.
Oh, okay.
I have arranged other entertainment.
Okay.
A very a famous local band is going to be playing. I believe they're called Bacapella, and they're going to be doing several symphonies for us. They do opera. I had no idea.
Wow. Thank you very much. I look forward to the party.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you all tonight. And GB, you of course are welcome if you wish. She would have said Gareth. It's Gareth, right? G-A-R-E-G-A-R-T.
Gareth.
Gareth. Sorry, she would be pronouncing it right. I'm just bad at it. Gareth, you are of course welcome as well.
Thank you.
And Pip, we look forward to seeing you there. All of you, of course. And she turns and starts heading back to her duties.
Do I have to find a tie?
Have to.
We can worry about that later. Let's just get out of here, please.
Sure.
I am happy that she showed up. This gives me an opportunity to go fetch my shoes that I was going to have to leave behind.
This is going to be one of those times where I got to dress down. This will be kind of interesting. I've never been to a party to just be at a party. I always worked them.
They can be incredibly boring.
Not with us around.
Considering the occasion I assume my mother has in mind, it's going to be quite dull for you and myself.
Do you need a buffer?
A what?
A buffer. Like a person that keeps between you and the people you don't want to hang out with.
It's kind of like a Canadian snowblower, but for America.
Gabby's aware. Sildana is not. I never knew that was a thing people could do for you at a party.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I just have to grin and bear people talking with me.
I could be your wingman.
You could be the grin and the bear.
Carl's a great wingman.
Even better.
And this is just a sampling of the ways that we could waste people's time.
Can talk for a very, very long time about meat preparation and ways to hunt and ways to eat the meat that you hunt and the
I
spices
appreciate
used to
it.
cook the meat you hunt. And seasoning cast iron is important.
You enjoy cooking, I assume.
No.
Pip used to cook for sustenance. Pip has discovered the finer things in cooking.
You might enjoy her food then that we'll probably be serving. Knowing our parties.
So why is your mom inviting a bunch of boys?
I
Courtship.
believe. Yeah.
The Ferosh used to do it too.
After the dance.
No.
Exactly as Pip say in the Pearl District, marriage is quite a good way to build up a family household. And it's Mother's making it more and more clear that she would like me to continue on with this tradition.
Okay, so you find somebody that you like and you make a house with them? That sort of thing? Like a family?
Yes, except I don't always get that big of a voice if my mother has anything to do with it.
Hmm.
But it's what I knew. It's what I was raised to know and to expect, and it's what I must do to uphold Euras's name.
So Pip wonders. You say that if Mother has anything to say about it, that things happen that you do not want.
And that's how most households are run, though it depends on who the head of household is. My mother's the head of this household.
So Pip thinks it would be best to pretend to hate the person that you want to marry.
It's not so much, it's prospects that a lot of nobles look at. It's not so much about whether you like someone or not, it's more of what prospects they can bring in. I once recommended a family who were shippers, and that was not the most appealing idea to my mother.
Ships are awesome, though.
Do elves have divorce?
Well, considering my parents have been married for maybe 200 or so years, I doubt it.
Elves live a long time.
Indeed. And unless I'm marrying an elf, I will probably have a short-lived marriage, depending on who my noble suitor would be.
Silver lining.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a silver lining.
I'm sorry. You don't like this. I shouldn't make a joke about it.
Not in one moment, no.
It's good that we've been walking this whole time. Now we're not in your house.
Yeah.
Look
Don't
over
forget-
there. It's the house made of
Look, a
bone.
distraction. So we've probably been walking to the Lockeridge Estate this whole time.
Yeah. So you guys are arriving, coming across this estate on this small property, about a third of the size of yours. That you walk up to fairly quickly, but only about 100 feet or so to get to the main house. And as you do, a lot of the grass and stuff has started to overgrow, and you see this broken hole in the bone structure, where every piece of wood and metal in the place is turned to kind of a bone material, and even kind of distorted a bit to kind of grow like protrusions and knuckles and things. Everyone thought it was fairly solid, but Pip used his head and figured out a way to get in.
That's where Pip headbutted it.
And there's a hole now, and it looks like it was only the actual material itself that changed, it didn't go completely solid.
So whatever's Oh, me. Whatever sort of magic happened didn't transmute the air. That's good to know. It's we're getting information.
Okay.
Good job, Pip.
Very unique. Like I never really stopped to look at this, but this is. Oh my goodness.
It's kind of pretty.
Syl is walking towards the hole in the wall.
All right.
Intent to just climb on in.
All right. You climb on in. I don't think Syl's been in here before, but
Nope.
But a couple of you have, right?
I wasn't for
Sildana's
that
been
session.
inside the house before.
Okay,
but,
I figured.
But Lark, yeah. So it's a large, well, not as large as Sildana's, but a foyer, and then some rooms kind of going off it. It's a little bit more rustic than Sildana's house, kind of a country, upper end country feel. A lot more raw wood than fancy marble and things.
So the rich
Raw
side
bone.
of Nashville.
It's all bone, though, right?
Although now, but yeah.
Saldana's kind of like hiking up. She's wearing like kind of a interesting combo of like a long tail coat, jacket, and nicer pants. So she's just trying to make sure that nothing gets caught in bone or anything like that as she's making her way through.
Pip will lean down on all fours in front of the window and like look back at GB. It's like
The dance of expiration now.
Is the window hole low enough that I'm able to jump through?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Okay, I will jump through that.
Okay.
Yep, Pip follows suit.
So as you're going around inside, there's not a lot of places you can go because every door that was closed is now solid bone with the wall. So unless you sit there and work on breaking them down, which you do, you have to make a lot of noise and a lot of effort to get anywhere is the point. And maybe since Saldana's been here, at least in the ground floor in almost every room, you could ask her what you're looking for.
Lark would be looking for the bodies that came alive and then died
The bodies
again.
were all taken out before this happened because this didn't happen for 4 days after that.
Okay.
So the bodies were all taken out to the morgue. Or what constitutes a morgue. The Undertaker. I don't
We
think I
never
ever had
made
an
it
Undertaker
upstairs.
NPC.
So is there anything anyone's specifically looking for, or we just want to poke around?
Perhaps the larder.
I feel like it's gonna be all bones.
It might be interesting to have like an apple made of bone or something, though.
Just for some variety.
Who was chewing on the bone earlier? So while you're chewing on the bone, when you were chewing on the bone, something I forgot to mention, I apologize. There is no flavor to it. I mean, it just tastes like kind of calcium. There's none of the tasty parts of it, the meat and the juices and things, the marrow. None of that exists. It's still chewable. It's still fun to chew on, but it's like eating the stick out of a dip in sugar thing. You know, it's just like, okay, it's just chalk. Yeah, it's kind of fun to chew on.
Oh,
but
that's so
not it.
disappointing. I can taste that already in my mouth.
What's that called? A dip and stick? Is it?
Dip and stick, I think. Like
Fun
where you
dip.
lick it and dip
Fun
it.
dip, yeah.
Fun
Fun dip.
Yes.
Knowing that GB now puts it back where the window had broken, sort of where it belongs.
Put it right there. Dunk, falls out.
How about we just walk around?
Sure. See if there's any, I don't know, suspicious things besides the bone everywhere.
Well, if I had thought to ask my father again, I could have attempted to bring something to identify what was going on here, what this magic was. Best I could do is to detect magic, though.
Well, I have some theories based on current events.
Indeed.
We should look for an hourglass.
Where are you trying to go? Is the big question.
Lark mentioned that he wanted to go upstairs, so he may be
Okay,
trying
so
to find
you're
that
going to
room.
go
He
back to
never
the
went.
back to the left, up a little stairs onto a little balcony, or not a balcony, but a raised area of the building. You break through a door, and then there's in that room an old chair right in the center, where I think Saldana remembers the father was sitting. You were the one in the room with the stairs and the cat, right? As the cat. No, that was. Sorry, that would have been. I was like, why would you be there with the cat? Because the other person was a cat. It was
Mari.
Character, Mari. Oops, stereo. So this is where Mari was, and the elder, the father, Tybalt's father, was there, and there was in front of a fireplace, and even the wood and charcoal and things inside the fireplace is just kind of calcified over. And you start to head up the stairs. Up the stairs, there's a winding hallway that has several rooms that go off of it, similar to your house, but not as big.
Logan, are there any bookshelves or anything, any tables with books on them? Or what used to be books, obviously.
Yes.
Are there any books that I can remove easily such that I could have a bone statue of a book?
He's supposed to decorate his entire apartment with bones.
Give me a dexterity check or strength check to try to break something off.
Table and a chair and a book and a lamp.
And the china.
Not
So,
the good china.
Pinky up while you're chewing on it.
Keep that in mind for the party tonight.
Yeah, Lark?
you know
That's
what
a
this
7.
place needs?
A few smaller pieces, and she
Sort of brandishes their sledgehammer.
More color.
Ooh, very good point.
It is like a
We
giant
shouldn't-
paint by color.
We should probably not attempt to paint the house of a noble's former estate, especially if said noble might come back to take a look at it occasionally.
Fair.
I did just get flashbacks of Powerpuff Girls where Bubbles had the crayons trying to color everything back in. And this is supposed to be blue, and this is supposed to be green.
Aww.
Flashback.
I would attempt the voice, but I sound more like Buttercup at the moment.
It's a 7, Logan. I don't think that's going to do it.
No. Unfortunately, you're sitting there. You can't even get it to come off.
Would you like some help, GB?
Yes. I think I might have, no, it's okay.
Is it a strength check, Logan?
Yep.
It is really stuck. I rolled an 8.
Like
That's
fuse
a
with the
saving throw
table?
as well.
Yeah, you rolled the saving throw.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, got it. Yeah, no, that doesn't cut it.
Saldana sure as hell ain't gonna attempt it. That girl's weak.
All right, so you head upstairs. Is there something in particular you're looking for? You're just gonna break down every door. or what?
Something not bone, a clue.
I didn't know if there's a particular room you want to go to or anything, but as you go through and start breaking down the doors, every room is like this. Every item in every room is like this. There is no change.
And there's no bodies or anything.
This feels symbolic somehow.
Saldana's gonna go ahead and just pull out her book, like unwrap it, pull out her book, kind of look through some of the pages, and she's gonna go ahead because she knows that they're in a more safer area with not a lot of people to see them, or she's hoping she's gonna get herself so she doesn't get seen by outside viewers. She's gonna just for her own curiosity do detect magic as a ritual.
Actually, if she's going through the trouble of doing a ritual, GB will also do a ritual casting of Identify on just a random piece of bone to see if there's anything magical affecting it.
How do you do Identify? Does that require 100 gold per?
It requires a pearl
That's
worth 100
fair.
gold.
Yes, and
That's why
I don't have my arcane focus. Never mind.
Yeah, I would have done that and borrowed
Arcane
my
focus
father
wouldn't
again, but
solve
that would have been
that
very
anyway.
If
Arcane
it
focus
has a
can only
monetary,
replace it if it doesn't have a monetary value.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Otherwise, I would be doing Identify right now, but I can't, and I'm not asking my dad for those pearl earrings again because that'd be weird to ask for
Twice in a
another
row.
time after.
You wear them to the party.
Ooh.
Hey, there'd be 2 of them.
parties all the time. So whenever we have to identify something, Mother, I'd like to have a party again. May I borrow the pearl earrings?
No, Saldana's asking for a party. That's really what's gonna raise eyebrows. Saldana asking to host a party? Introvert by heart. Hell no.
I think I'm growing as a person. I didn't make the joke I was going to make, and I'm pretty proud of myself now. So
Good job.
All right, moving on. I am. I'm happy with that. All right. Maybe I'll post it in public later somewhere. So,
Twitter, things I should have said.
Things I shouldn't have said, but I'm saying anyway. Do we have a specific Twitter for out of context quotes yet? I thought we were going to do that.
That should just be the
That's a
Countless
good
Heroes
idea.
Twitter page. We should just have a hashtag for it. CH
Sure, there you go. Perfect.
out of context.
There you go.
Lots of this. All right. So you guys cast Detect Magic, and I'm assuming that layers of bone will prevent. I don't think it has a 3 inches of
Blocked
bone.
by
will
1
prevent.
foot of. Yeah. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, we'll call it like wood because it's about the same consistency of the kind of porousness. So right now you don't feel anything in any of these rooms. You do feel like it's extending beyond it. You can kind of feel like it's not just stopping. You can feel the kind of the reach of it around you, but it is being stopped as you go down. And how far does it go? 30 feet?
Yes, within 30
so
feet.
It stops at the second floor, though. You're on the second floor. It stops at the first floor. So if there's anything under the house, you can't penetrate to that from the second floor.
Okay, using my action, could I sense like what the school of magic it might be?
Well, there's no auras here. You just feel the reach of it. You just know that it is going through the bone. I'm trying to say that you can tell it's going through the bone. You just don't know. There's just nothing there. So if you want to go down to the first floor, you might be able to sense.
Yeah, she's gonna walk around maintaining
you
the
got 10
concentration because
Yeah, so you go through all the hallways, you head downstairs, and as you head downstairs and get onto the main floor, then down into the foyer, where it's a little lower, you feel a magic below you. And you don't even, you instinctually just think that you know what type of magic it is, but you take the time and you look. Well, you can't see it, so you have to be able to see it, I believe, to know, don't you?
Does
it say you have to see the objects? I believe it
to
does.
see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area.
Yeah. So you can feel the essence through the floor, but you can't see the object to know the aura yet. So you gotta find a way down. It's either in the sewers or maybe there's a basement.
If we have a way to get down, I feel like there's some sort of aura or something down there, but I can't make it out. I have to get down there.
Is there a basement in the house?
Doesn't it, Pip? Can't you make holes?
I could loosen it up for you.
You can make holes in dirt.
I can get to the dirt for you.
So
I
have a way to break it apart, that would be helpful.
I always have a way to break things.
We could go outside and then go down and then go sideways.
That's true.
With Saldana probably wouldn't, for this estate, she probably wouldn't know where the entrance for the basement is, would she?
Not really, because it's probably in one of the servants' areas. But
Can't hear you, Logan.
That better?
Yep.
Okay. You also would know that it can't be in dirt because you wouldn't be able to sense it. There's got to be some sort of cavity or opening there. So if it's a basement, digging from the outside, they're going to hit a wall. If it's the sewer, same thing. You're not going to be able to just dig through the dirt to get to it.
We should look in all the closets.
You mean break all the closets?
So if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
Saldana would ask Syl if she would be willing to.
Yeah, sure. Lark, could you do me a quick favor while I'm doing this?
Whatever you need.
Could you get me a log out of the fire and a couple of jars out of the kitchen? Bone's really good to store pigment, and they if they're hollow, they're just already made into the thing I need. And I can make bone black out of the log, maybe.
He immediately just starts running into the fireplace.
Thank you.
And gathering those.
And
So
then when you
as
get them, maybe toss them out of the house, so in case we're breaking some sort of magical effect, I can still have them.
So as you get there, all of the jars and everything that's in there, they are all solid bone with whatever surface they were standing on. So nothing is separate. It's as if some essence grew around it, almost like the ending of Demolition Man. You know, where the little ball hits and everything starts turning to cold. It's just everything becomes one big block of bone. So you could, an artisan might be able to cleanly cut through the bone here, and remove the jar, but then it still just looks like a jar. Whatever was in it is still bone inside of it, and the lid is all one piece. It's not separate pieces. And again, an artisan might be able to cut around the edge and release that seal to make the lid separate, but it's a lot of what ifs. So you bring an artisan here, they can probably turn into a lot of things. But as of right now, everything is all just kind of one bone, one gigantic piece of bone.
Okay, it was just a flight of fancy.
Lark's going to go
As you guys are searching, though,
for
in the kitchen,
a way down.
Yep, off of the kitchen, you do end up breaking down one wall into a pantry, and at the back of this pantry, you see a bone trap door. And upon breaking the trap door, you find a bone ladder and bone walls leading down.
Cool.
I suppose we're going down then. And
I'll go first.
Oh, right.
And that's where we're going to take our break.
Nope, not yet. So, so Syl starts to slide down the sides of
that's
the
a good
ladder.
point. Whee!
Yeah, I was like, you were too excited about that. You're like, huh, whee! You know, you slide down about 12 feet, land perfectly on the ground, which is also bone. But here it looks like it used to be stone, like hewn stone. And you turn and you see just all these racks of wine bottles that are all now bone. And it's very cool looking pieces. This would be a really neat place to live. I mean, you feel actually, Syl, you feel a little bit at home. All this white, all this kind of bone ivory color just surrounding you. It's not perfect, but it feels a little like home because there's a lot of this where you come from. As the rest of you follow down, Syl is kind of walking around, looking through the different aisles and things. This place is almost half of the house. It's a huge wine cellar. Not as much wine,
reds or whites,
other than right here. But there's a few casks that are now boned over. And again, it looks amazing because the detail in them is really good, except for occasionally those little protrusions and knuckles. And as you're going around, Saldana, you don't have to look hard. As you get kind of into the center of this area, there is a crack in the floor, and it's actually more like a hole, a pit. But it's probably about maybe 1.5 feet wide by 2 feet long, and the crack kind of continues for about another 6 or 7 inches on either side. So it almost looks like a weird kind of, I don't want to say it's an eye because you'll think it's an eye. It's not, but it kind of looks like almost like an eye, and it kind of tapers to a point on the edges. But it's all natural, and it is filled with some sort of greenish liquid up to almost the literal top of the bone. And as you look at it, the essence is the magic essence is coming from that. And as you take a moment to really look at the aura, you see that it is necromancy.
Saldana will go over to it. She's not touching it at all, but she is trying to take a look at it, see if she can make out if what she could smell of it, what she sees of it, if there's like a small stick or something, poke at it, see what's going on. She wants to see if she might know what this is, like just this concoction itself.
Give me an Arcana check.
Everything's kind of a stick right now. You could just grab a wine bottle and just
You'd have to break
This
it
is
down.
fraud.
a disadvantage.
GB is proficient and
Same roll.
would be trying to identify it as well.
Go Go ahead,
if
GB,
that helps
roll.
at all.
I
No,
got
I was
the same
just trying to
result.
help with trying to give her a standard roll rather than
Oh, I see.
disadvantage.
Well, either way, with disadvantage, I rolled a 22.
Oh,
Crap.
good
Very
lord!
nice.
What?
I have
both my
expertise
holy
on
cow.
Arcana, y'all. Knowledge
God
cleric.
damn. All right. So you, yeah, Jesus, you,
Ball.
Jesus ball.
Don't taint my god.
Just for the audience, that's BAHL.
Exactly.
The Jesus ball would be
Did
if,
you just-
if GB was a cleric.
What?
Ball?
Ball? Does somebody say ball?
We
What
can't
other
have
god
anarchy
would
focus
you
of a
pursue?
ball and a teddy bear.
Oh,
Sure
God.
we can. It's D&D, man.
So as you're kind of
Minor.
looking through this, you've never seen anything like this. But what do you said you're going to stick something in it?
A stick.
There is no sticks unless you
Okay,
brought one with you.
If there was like a loosened bottle of bone or something.
Syl would
It's
try to
nothing-
break one off for her if she was
give me a
looking for
strength check.
something.
GB mage hands a candle over to Saldana. Will this work? It's kind of long.
That could work as well. She'll stick the candle in.
Give me a
Logan,
dexterity.
can Lark use Divine Sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lark,
As
he
Saldana
does.
is leading there, Lark uses Divine Sense. There are no fiends or any of those, but you get the sense that this land is negative energy. It is technically desecrated. So you just feel that sense, and you get that smell that's like, okay, this is not a good place to be. But there's no immediate danger from people. Saldana, I need a dexterity save.
Oops.
I rolled a 19 on my strength check, so I have a bottle in my hand, I assume.
I need a
You're not
double
at
check
disadvantage on the
with
saves. It's only ability checks at one level.
It's only ability checks? Okay,
Yes.
good. That would have been bad.
At 3,
'cause-
it was saved.
Yeah, no, if this was 3 days ago, yeah, no.
This was 3 days ago. You would have been fine. I think. No. Oh, I guess that would have been 4 days ago.
No.
It was 3 days. God, I don't. My timeline.
That's an 8. Don't make that look. Don't make that look.
Near instantly, the candlestick turns to bone, and you try to let go, and it. Have you ever had an ice cube stick to your finger? As you're letting go, your ring finger on your right hand up to the first knuckle turns to bone as well. You feel just kind of a cold sensation, but no pain, and it is now stuck to this candlestick.
Oh god! Oh god!
Sildon is hyperventilating. And she is backing the fuck up from this thing.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, right? It's gonna be okay.
Now we're gonna take our break.
Sorry.
All right, everyone. We'll see you back in 20 minutes.
Sildana is not having a good 2 weeks, yo!
I have some things to take care of. Get ready for us, and but we'll all be back in about 20 minutes. And go ahead and take a look at the doobly-doo and the reel that we're going to run. And then hopefully next week we're going to have a bunch of new people on there, some new artists and things that are very generously letting us use some of their headshot art, their portrait art for our stream, because as much as we love Kit and Angela's art, we would much rather have them do it. We just don't have the time to have them do every NPC. So we'll be tapping some other artists, which is good because I like using a lot of different artists too. So hopefully that'll all be happening soon. But anyway, take a look. And I just wanted everyone to enjoy Saldana's face a little bit longer. And there we go. All right.
This is
See you in a
Gabby.
few.
Fuck you!
And we're just going to talk in our normal voices.
Yeah, we're just going to talk as ourselves.
Unless there comes an opportunity.
Unless you want to quote yourself, like if you remember something you specifically said. Okay.
So do I need to be Pip or do I need to be Kyle?
No, be Kyle. We're just going to talk.
Okay.
We're just doing an overview.
The four of us being ourselves and Kyle being Pip would be kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Pip does not know about director commentary.
Pip needs to make up for all of his lost screen time.
Okay. Hi, wonderful viewers. You may notice something special about this episode half. There's no sound. And that was a tiny technical blip, and we are very sorry. We loved this half of the episode, and we're sorry we can't share it in its full entirety with you. But we will do our best to give you a basic rundown of what happened, because it feels important that you know what happened in this episode for more than one reason. All right, so...
Mostly for that one reason, though.
Mostly for that one reason, but there's build-up. Wait for it. So go ahead.
We don't know that it's a one and done type situation. There may have been repeated instances throughout the night.
Sure.
You'll have to read the downtime.
Fair enough.
I also really enjoy headcanon that we might share later. Mike's headcanon for this entire episode. But so all right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what happened. You will have already seen the first half of this episode.
Are other people remembering that we ended on the bone finger?
It was the candlestick as soon as the candle fused.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
no.
we lost more than we thought we did.
Then we will.
That's why I was like, my headcanon idea.
Bringing it back.
It started
Bringing it
there.
back.
Gotcha. Okay. So, dun dun dun. Saldana had a finger turned into slight bit of her finger turned into bone and attached to a candle. Mm-hmm. Magically boned. After
that has to be the name of the second half of the episode.
Magically boned.
I'm just someone DM Logan, because that just has to be the name of the episode, I think. Magically boned. All right, so
it works in multiple levels, as we'll explain.
It's the best name. The best names always do, Kyle. So Saldana was hyperventilating, having a bit of a panic attack over the fact that her finger was now melded to this candle. And we were all just not sure how to go about fixing that. I know GB maybe went into emotional support animal mode a bit.
Yeah, there was a little bit of cuddling that happened.
Lark offered a hug as well.
Syl offered to carefully chisel the candle in half, so at least it was less heavy on Saldana's finger. Saldana politely refused.
Both Saldana and Gabby were not okay with that.
I still think it would have worked.
Pip don't know about any of that magic stuff, so he was just like, okay, the smarter people are going to take care of this.
So we freaked out a little bit. We decided we were going to go take her to Pimble, because he knows magic and he's smarter than we are. So,
and has a slide.
Right, which not helpful in this particular situation, but could smooth over the trauma a little bit.
But did seem to be the reason that Pip wanted to go.
Right, Pip was very excited and is still, I presume, very excited to eventually see that slide.
Slides make everything better. I mean, that's just canon. Slides make every situation ultimately better than we found them.
Picture in your mind a furry noodle sliding down the metallic chute.
Kyle, I've seen otters go down slides. I know exactly what this looks like.
There we go. That's a mentally picture. That'll tide you over for now.
If I can find it, I will try to put a gif of an otter going down a slide.
Was it a 5-foot otter, though?
No, it was not a 5-foot otter.
Was it a 60-foot slide?
All of this is big. I understand. Everything is bigger in
Was there a tower?
Real life. All right, so we tried to leave with Saldana to go, I guess, go out the window we broke through, only to have creepy as fuck, like aliens, like Ridley Scott bullshit happening with a person coming through, phasing through the front door, still made out of bone. And it was Tyrol, who apparently was squatting in this house, or was, you know, continuing to do evil machinations with the basement.
We know he's a magician. Oh, you're saying that he's still... Yeah, I thought you were talking about the portal.
I don't know if he was squatting in the house or if he was coming in for the first time.
I think that he just used magic to come through the wall.
Yeah. I assumed it was some sort of weird, creepy bone necromancy shit.
Yeah.
So he came through, was obviously not at all happy to see us, because we keep wandering into his shit. And Syl doesn't know how to talk to him at this point. He's just angry. So we try talking to him. We try maybe reasoning with him and asking if he can maybe do a little less mass murder. But he seems pretty intent on doing something pretty gnarly to the Lockeridge family with whatever is going on in the basement with that green goo that turns things to bone. I assume that has part of it. And Lark found out that the ground was pretty desecrated.
Yes.
So there's more than just turning the house into bone going on, probably.
But no actual undead or anything.
Correct.
But when Saldana revealed that she had been affected by the bone juice, he actually was kind of nice about it.
He felt responsible.
Yeah, I mean, he mixed up a salve to put on her and cast a sort of a ritual version of Greater Restoration to unbonify the finger. And that seemed to hurt quite a bit, but fixed it.
Yes. He had some sort of very, very small amount of very potent alchemical compound in a small vial that seemed
a white powder.
But yeah, we haven't figured out what that is yet, nor have we looked into it.
Yeah, looking into it seems to be either mugging him or fighting him in some way, and I don't know that any of us are really up for that at this point.
On that note, he, after finishing with Saldana's finger restoration, he essentially said that he better not see us again, that if we get in his way, that he will decide to act against us with maximum prejudice. So
fuck us up.
We will never get in anyone's way ever again.
Yes, that was close to the wording. Yes, very good.
Yeah, that was about right.
So we left?
The one really nice part of that was, one, Saldana got her finger back, but two, her exhaustion went away. So
that's true. He cast Greater Restoration, which is apparently not something he can naturally do, so it seemed to take a lot out of him. So not only did he do the bare minimum of, I should fix this thing that I, partially made the environment that caused it, he also, went above and beyond and actually exerted himself quite a bit to fix the problem. So, Logan and his morally gray characters, woohoo!
No, this guy's straight up evil.
We all have opinions, is what this comes down to.
But is evil for the right reasons.
Right.
People can be two things, but this guy may be evil and mega evil.
He might not have
started
started
be nice
evil,
and evil at the same time.
Sure, but he's not nice. He just had a shred of responsibility for one thing that happened.
One other minor thing that happened before we exited the window, I believe it was Syl was questioning him briefly before he got mad at us about his known ability of diseases or something, maybe to have him look at something. I wasn't sure where she was going with that.
Well, the fact that he was a necromancer and I was still trying to figure out how to point fingers at somebody sabotaging the boat lift. So I'm like, okay, did the Lockeridges have something to do with the boat lift? Maybe he's also doing that. So that's why I was trying to poke him about how much he knew about diseases and funguses and decaying stuff to see if maybe that was also something he was fucking around with.
Do you feel like we actually got information regarding that, or
no,
was it no?
That was purely something Syl didn't know how to poke him about.
The only information that I seemed to get from that was that he sort of lingered on that white powder as being something that would potentially be involved in curing diseases.
That was a white powder?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Sill's going to have other things to ask him about because we did establish that Airshow can make spells more powerful.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Gonna have some talks.
But
Kyle
you'll
the
have to
player
fight
has
him
theories, but
Look
Pip
at this.
don't know
Look at-
shit about that.
Even our commentary has content that's good to watch.
Someone's got to put that in the summary for us, okay?
Thank you for putting. Yes, I will. Yes, we'll
The best
do that.
commentaries do, like Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin commentary.
I made this movie and it exists.
Sort of a subtle apology.
Yeah. All right. So after that, we departed the house. Give or take a couple of things.
Go ahead, Mike.
And he re-upped the
Right.
spell and made it thicker, and it was pretty obvious that we're not getting back in there.
Pip's gonna hurt himself if he tries to headbutt that again. Bones covering things, people turning into bones getting thicker. It's just a bone-tastic episode.
So I think at that point we left and went and got lunch, clothing, and accessories in a 30-second montage.
Yeah.
Yes. I did
Fastest dress scene ever. Fastest quick change.
I did recommend that Logan name this episode Bones and Balls.
I Bones and Balls is great. I also really, really love magical boning. I mean,
I think magical boning is the correct answer.
Magical boning as the episode title is absolutely the correct answer.
Okay, so we left. We did the not the magical, but the mundane montage of getting ready for the party. People got Pip got a bow tie, and nothing else,
and cuffs.
And
shirt
cuffs. Okay.
So they could have nice cufflinks.
Yes, we never actually went through each other.
We did.
Saying,
Let's do it
describing.
now.
So do it now.
We did later. Or Lark did a little bit.
So Pip had cuffs and a bow tie. What did Lark have?
Lark had the typical tux, the white and black tux, but he had purchased Dermot his own form of dress that was I forget his name now.
Stokes.
It was he dressed Dermot up exactly like Stokes in honor of him.
Stokes, the bugbear butler. Oh my god. Who as Logan put it, I thought this was a really important character detail for Stokes, that he seemed as a butler to be trained to make almost anything that he encounters feel appropriate, which plays into how he just completely waved off Pip digging up the yard like, I'm glad our soil is so rich and perfectly tamed for you. And he just didn't bat an eye at the teddy bear. He's very, very good at his job.
Yeah, he shook Dermot's hand, paw, in fact. So
he is yes-anding the shit out of his job as the butler for the Rassus family.
Best butler ever.
Yes. What was GB had a bow tie, and that was it.
I actually never described it while we were.
What
playing.
did he have? Did he have a puppy ascot?
That's very cute. I was thinking just a collar with a crystal hanging from it.
Fuck y'all! I'm gonna wear my arcane focus anyway. It's
kind
decorative.
of. You didn't end up using it, but that was in my head.
Sure, I like that. And Syl actually was wearing no clothes. She had her sculpt on full display, which was she was shirtless with a very androgynous torso, and like an Egyptian toga skirt thing with bronze belting, and I called them Wonder Woman-esque shin guards. And her head was completely bald with the bronzing on her on the back of her neck, that tree bronzing exposed, and the rings all on her fingers. So she just looked like a piece of walking statuary with bronze accessories.
Before we have Tessa enter, Angela had done something with Sill's paint that never got explained on stream.
Okay,
What does
sure.
CCL stand for?
Okay, so after we found out about the air shale being used in the boat lift and that 250 pounds of it went missing and someone has it, presumably has already used it, and that's about the size of what you would need to make a Goa, Sill painted CCL on her face, which are the Roman numerals for 250 in black. So it was almost like a small memorial for the potential family she never will get to have because someone stole that material. And if they made it into something, it's a lost family member out there that she would want to find. So she will occasionally have that on sometimes.
So the party showed up at 6 o'clock. Stokes enter. Yes, dear.
Saldana wore a very nice outfit, but didn't want to be there. That's all.
Well, she was already there. We showed up. So the four of us showed up at 6 o'clock. There was some Kenku on the stairs that were part of
Acapella.
Thank you.
Pretty sure.
That were playing music on the second floor balcony. Stokes greeted us, and we were shown into the art gallery where a special guest was awaiting us.
Who was the special guest?
It was me. It was Pesk. Wearing the, I don't know if anyone listening has seen Firefly, the show, the episode Shindig, specifically that pink ruffle monstrosity that Kaylee was wearing is pretty much exactly what Pesk was wearing, only in teal with as many bows as she could have found to put on it. And
I presume some glitter.
Lots of glitter. So awesome. Yeah, almost 6 foot tall lizard, giant tail, in a teal fluffy ball gown.
Beautiful.
I was very happy.
So we small talked, eating finger food, which was basically coating every available surface in the house. And
much to Pip's delight.
And Pesk.
And Pesk.
Eventually, I guess we sort of started realizing that most of the guests at the party were young males.
Young eligible men.
In that room, they were all young males, in fact.
Logan did later say that the party was about 150 people, and there was only about 20 of them that were of that age.
Ah, gotcha.
They were all gathered together for one express purpose.
So
to chat up Saldana.
Stokes eventually announced Lady Saldana, and she walked down the stairwell wearing a simple dark purple dress with I think it was a braid in her hair.
Yeah, do you take such good notes? I'm so proud of you. Like I was worried we wouldn't know what she was wearing, and he's like, "What's up, bitches?"
Sorry, I had it on lockdown just in case.
Good.
Oh, good.
Did I do it justice?
Yes, absolutely.
So she comes down and spoke
Lark
with
started
us.
clapping.
And then everyone started clapping. Was it a slow clap to begin with?
No, it was just him. I mean, he just thought that was the thing to do, and apparently it was. I don't know. I really didn't expect Logan was going to have everybody clap. I thought it was just going to be me, but he went with it.
Pip is just taking social cues from people that look like they know what they're doing, because he don't know what he's doing.
Pip should not take social cues from Lark.
Nope, that's the dynamic I want.
Does anyone remember if anything happened between that and Stokes announcing that dancing was going to start in the Great Hall?
I don't know the order of Saldana's mom being terrible and telling her not to eat too much. I remember
that was
during
dancing. Yeah,
that was during dancing.
Okay.
But yes, Saldana's mom.
And Lark conveniently decided to step in anytime that Saldana looked very, very, very physically uncomfortable, which is about 2 or 3.
But yeah, it was twice. Yeah.
And cut in, like, may I cut in, and rescued her from that situation.
And her mom was visibly upset. the first time, and then even more so the second time. But maybe she wasn't now. Who knows?
Yeah,
Lark's
maybe not.
impertinence seemed to have caught Saldana's mom unawares. Like, I don't know what to think about this gentleman.
So, as you probably guessed, the party got pulled into the Great Hall for the quote-unquote dancing. I think at that point is when Saldana's mother, whose name is Jastra, came over, like fidgeted with Saldana's appearance, like pulled her cheeks to make sure that she had a nice rouge going, and she then proceeded to dance for about an hour with various suitors, as you said, two of which Lark jumped in and saved her from the most awkward people, I guess.
The ones I was looking for visual cues on Saldana, and she had said that there were two that made her upset.
So probably the two most forward or presumptuous gentlemen.
It's a nice way of saying
gentlemen.
At some point, I don't remember when, but at some point, Pip taught a bunch of us to dance.
Pip told Syl and GB to dance with him. I remember that happened.
He did invite Syl and GB to dance, and it was just the ferret war dance, as ferrets do, as Faroche do, rather, because we're not ferrets. And
then at some point, Pip and Pesk went off and just sort of war danced by themselves for a while.
Yep.
It was during the dancing.
That eyeball.
Lots of stuff happened during the dancing sequence.
Syl stayed to the side. I don't know if this happened before or after the dancing, but Syl was just sort of hanging out and minding her own business. But every so often, when she maybe stood too still for a little too long, people would come up thinking she was some sort of art display and would vocalize their interest or disgust at the artist's intentions with this particular statue. And occasionally GB and Syl would play pranks on those people when they were being too mean, like sticking her tongue out at them and they didn't realize she was a person. And GB also being, I don't remember what GB did, but he would pester people occasionally too.
I took credit for the statue.
Right. No one there blinked at you talking. I'm like, I guess the rich surround themselves with all sorts of oddities that they weren't shocked at that.
During the initial meeting with Jastra, I think it was before we left, I was trying to act like a normal dog.
And she just thought you were being rude.
Yeah, she just thought I was being rude. And that was just, oh, gosh.
You could have just said, I'm sorry, I didn't know you knew I was a thing.
Yes.
So after the dancing, Saldana was, it was a time for mingling. And, sorry?
Did Jastra dance during the dancing or after the Saldana dancing?
After.
That was
just after. Okay,
yeah,
continue.
That was later. The music had picked back up for that
Gotcha.
scene. But
okay, continue, Kyle. I apologize.
A lull where Kyle's going.
So yeah, little lull in the music. Probably the musicians getting breaks. That wasn't specified, but it's likely. Having been to a couple of fancy parties myself. Saldana ended up getting mobbed by all of the eligible young men, and
my notes describe them as 26 horny boys.
Yeah, 26 horny boys. Yeah.
Didn't I say it's horny boys?
I think say it's horny points. Yes, I love it.
And Saldana, Pip tried to help, basically like try to like scare people or talk his way through people and then intimidate people away. And Saldana, in a moment of amazing self-confidence and motivation, just held her hand up and pushed her way through the crowd. Like I was like, Gabby rolled a nat 20 on that.
They parted around her,
and so she walked away, and I think that's when she went over to get snacks. After that,
I'm getting snacks.
And then Jastra jumps in and says, "Don't eat too much." Takes it away and gives her water. Bitch.
Which Pesk?
AF.
So Pesk notices that, yeah.
Pesk noticed and asks Lark to distract Jastra long enough so I can get Saldana some real food. Because if Pesk knows anything, it's all about how much you need some good snacks in your life. Snacks are not to be trifled with, god damn it.
And the world thanked both Pesk and Tessa.
Both fictional and real world. So
Because
what happened?
Was amazing.
So what happened, Mike? What happened? Play by play, please. To a point.
I waited
within reason.
till Jastra was with some prominent people who she had to act very formal in front of, and asked her to dance. So at that point, so she couldn't really turn me down, which she didn't. We proceeded to dance, and evidently she danced down to my level because I was awful. And the song ended, and she went to walk away. She thanked me, and I held on to her hand.
It wasn't awful. It was middling. Let's give you some credit.
It was
9 and 10.
Was it a 9?
It was a 9. It's fine.
Okay.
It was primal and just intuitive, and it was so instinctive the way he danced.
But better than GB's 5 from the previous episode.
Yes. Where people just walked away.
From a dog dancing. That was some shitty dancing. If people walked away
a dog
from a
dancing
dancing
with
dog.
a statue, and we both rolled under 5.
I thought we'd at least get points
We're stealing Lark's thunder.
Oh, there's no thunder. Not yet.
There we go.
So, I held on to her and said, I like this song as well. And she was taken aback a bit, but she agreed to have a second dance, whereas she did much better that time. And I danced at about an 8 level, I remember.
You were just shocked she said, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to actually, okay.
It was that sexy ear twitch that you got in response. That little I'm not sure if it was irritation or what, but it was just kind of a little.
There was a reaction, and maybe that was the beginning of it, or maybe
things were stirring.
I said, she could. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt. Kyle's theory on that ear twitch was that she actually noticed that Pesk took Saldana to the outdoor patio so that she could eat her snacks. I think that's what actually was going on, but that wasn't actually declared. Anyway.
Yeah, and maybe she just knew she could take that opportunity then because her daughter wasn't around. I don't know. So I think I asked her for lessons sometime if she was available to give them for dancing. And then we parted to another scene at that point with Saldana outside.
I also remember that Pip, Syl, and GB formed a conga line during this time, which grew to 12 people, which is actually...
Yes.
I was shocked.
It's a very... given how poorly we were rolling, it was good.
Pip's charisma is not his... It's his dump stat. Let's put it that way.
GB's racial bonus is the only reason he has a plus.
Yeah.
Because puppy.
And that's all Lark has going for him is charisma. So
I don't have that at all.
Has
no charisma.
Pesk, were you outside with Saldana during this time?
I was outside with Saldana during this time, giving her some fresh air, some chance to breathe, noticing Tybalt walking in on the arm of another lady.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot that.
Who was it? Because that was very distinct that Logan pointed out.
It was an ebony-skinned, high elf woman in elegant dress with massive gold pendant and gold earrings. I missed some of the description there.
That's pretty much it.
No, you nailed it. And somebody who had been there a while... well, Saldana didn't stop, but somebody whose character had been living here a while and didn't recognize him.
I've been in Cinderhaven for 10 years.
Well, and you've been in the upper crust.
Yeah.
You've been there for a year or so.
But he didn't indicate that I knew who that was.
Yeah, it was specifically, you don't recognize this person, is all I remember.
I don't think we got a name either. It was just...
No, we didn't. Because none of us are silly enough to go talk to people. We're too busy conga dancing.
I had intended, but things took a turn.
And boy, how did they.
Shall we move to next scene? What was the next thing that happened?
Stokes came downstairs and went to go talk to pulled Lark aside, like needed to talk to him privately. And quite a few of us who were in the room noticed that Lark got pulled to the side.
I think everyone noticed.
I assumed they just
everyone
made
but Saldana
friends.
was allowed to roll, and everyone noticed.
Yep. I just assumed that the Dermot had made an impression and that Lark had a new friend, and so he was making some sort of play date with Stokes. That was my assumption.
What in fact the conversation was about is that Lark was being invited upstairs
By Lady Erastus.
a private audience with Lady Erastus.
He was to arrive alone. Which didn't happen. Because Syl followed him up. You know, like, do you need backup? I don't trust this lady.
And it was decided that you would listen in for a bit.
For a bit.
To see if Lark needed backup.
Right. Yeah. And Syl's intelligence is a +1, so she left pretty quick.
She didn't suddenly think that it was a gelatinous cube.
Please. Ew. Please.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to
Mike.
tell you. I haven't written it yet, but
you can tell the story up to the pan away from the camera.
So after Stokes told him where to go, he talked to Syl and decided that she was gonna follow. He forgot the instructions on where to go, so he went up and started poking in every single room, got to the last set of double doors, and basically said hello. And from behind the closed curtain in the bed was Jastra saying,
close the door or something.
Yeah, close the door and come here. Which Lark eventually did. Naively.
He walked promptly over to the curtain and opened it to see if she was behind the curtain.
Yeah.
He asked, are you behind the curtain?
And
Yes. Are you going to be exiting? No.
Yeah.
And she was just wearing a nightgown and not much else. I distinctly remember that description.
Yeah.
I got the distinct impression that Lark might not have really understood what was going on until he actually opened the curtain.
That's what I was exactly trying to portray, that I really wasn't sure. I was naive until that moment when I stuck my head in.
Well,
Phrasing.
you share the downtime, but apparently...
Phrasing.
Yeah,
and then I don't know what Syl did. Syl
this
left pretty
episode
quickly, right?
has to be called Magical Boning.
So I think this is officially the second PC to
The second PC's mom that Mike has had amorous engagements with, or feelings for, or jokes about.
No. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I was actually referring to other PCs' relationships with NPCs. This is
we've got to count.
Yeah, Oshin and Pimple have done the do, if you will.
Yeah,
Had an
and
extended
the
lunch, if you will.
beard too.
And stayed the night.
I was far from thinking it was ever going to be me either. So, but this was perfect. This was perfect. Logan knew me and my character well. So,
panned to the fireplace for Lark and Jastra. Everyone started sort of filtering out by the time the party started ending.
Was that a top secret reference?
No, it wasn't. But pan to the fireplace is at least a Critical Role joke.
It's a trope in TV pretty heavily. So before people started filtering out, Saldana Stokes found Saldana and informed her that the lady of the house had exited for a while and was going to be indisposed.
She was indisposed.
And so she was in charge of when the party ended. Stokes suggested that half an hour would be a nice amount of time to gift her mother in not immediately removing everyone from the party.
Everyone leave. Everyone gone right now.
And Saldana chose a middle ground, saying that half an hour was a sufficient amount of time for the party to continue, but she immediately left.
And as the party, decided to leave the party.
That was a good sentence.
Thank you. Pesk went looking for Syl and Lark, not sure where they were. And was going up the stairs right around the time Syl was coming down the stairs, saying very promptly that she would like to leave now. And not to worry about Lark. He'll be fine. I think
Pip was getting to-go boxes. Many to-go boxes.
First, Pip was making bindles out of the napkins and all the tapas that were available. And the servants saw this and began to take out essentially apple crates for that were typically used for serving, serving like plates and things, but he was given a few of those boxes to go, and I think Pesk grabbed one or two of them as well.
Needless to say, the comment cards were very gracious for that party.
Yes, absolutely.
GB also used his unseen servant Sam to take some as well.
That's true.
And I think the only other detail I know, and this was a retroactive decision, was that Syl proceeded when they were leaving to just sidle up to Pip for warmth, because she doesn't have any body hair and she usually wears clothes and she gets very cold very easily.
That's why you have that hat.
That's why I have my hats.
The stole and the stole as well.
And her fur stole, but I mean Pip's got actual body warmth. It's way better.
Pip is a fur stole.
Oh,
true.
And I think that was sort of curtain.
That was curtain.
Well, then we realized, there's no sound.
Yes, and that is
Literally.
where this commentary came from. So we hope that this was at least moderately enjoyable, if not a decent substitute for actually experiencing the story with us when it happens.
And now I'll need to actually make my session recap notes, because I did not do that within the allotted time. Sorry, Logan. So I will.
But now you have this refresher. This is great.
Exactly. Maybe this can count for our session notes.
We can ask.
No.
It won't.
No. Okay, so I left enough of a space. Mike, if you would like to share your headcanon for this half of the episode, you're welcome to. We can decide if we want to keep it in the video or not, because I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, feel free to jump in anytime. My idea, after learning that there was no sound and whatever, and it was just at the point where Saldana had her finger turned into a bone candle, and then
what does that do?
So I was like, well, maybe she passed out at that point. And then the whole party from that point on was Saldana having a bad nightmare, dream.
And then Lark slept with my mom.
And
you were there?
Love it.
And you were there?
Well, and I literally had this image in my head as we were walking around the neighborhood with Saldana, that this felt very Wizard of Oz, because she's like the one normal person among this party of really weird characters. I was like, this is very like Dorothy. I like this. And then Mike came up with that, and I was like, fuck yeah.
But it also makes so much sense that at that moment where she really wanted to get out of the situation, she immediately rolled a nat 20, was able to just sort of part the seas of these horny men. That's obviously not what would have happened in real life. The horny men are going to stick around.
Why the food that she actually ate was never described, because do you remember eating in a dream?
I like this conspiracy. I mean, viewer, you can decide for yourself if this party really happened. I think we'll only know if Saldana comes back to the group with a story about how Lark came down for breakfast.
or in 9 months.
Saldana's like, I'm having a baby, brother.
I did do a baby react to that in chat.
Saw it. I loved it.
Logan, are you listening?
Ideas.
Gabby, we know you're listening. I'm sorry.
We're not sorry.
My next,
Not even a little.
my
We
next
love you.
PC in the next campaign.
A half elf, half Goliath, snooty, rich kid.
Snooty artist.
I like it.
He would have met whatever, so he would have had some.
I love whatever. He's my new favorite.
His name is Fine, because then you have Fine and whatever.
Oh no, I have plans for what Syl will be calling him from now on.
Just
It's just a head shrug and a bang swipe. It's nonverbal.
I'm picturing the alpaca meme. It's like, whatever, mom, I just need to concentrate on my art.
All right, so I will cut and paste this as needed. I will try to be quick and dirty with it. This was mostly very entertaining. I think only the beginning might need to get fixed a bit.
You want to do an outro?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. So that's as much of our brains as we were able to dump out onto the video for you, so you could catch up with what happened in this half of the episode.
It gets really messy otherwise.
Yeah. Thank you for catching it. All that. And we hope you guys will tune in for the next episode. And thank you guys so much. We'll see you around. Is it
Bye.
whatever the next day is yet?
Check out nerdsmith.org.
Yes, check out nerdsmith.org. Check us out on Countless Heroes. And
I've been meaning to do this. I'm at Lawful Good Boy on Twitter. I actually have a Twitter handle, which is very weird for me.
we can go around and say what our character Twitters are.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
You can find mine at Syl the Barbarian, all one word.
Can you have more than one word on Twitter?
You can put underscores and stuff,
Oh.
which I mistakenly did to my normal Twitter.
Oops.
And I did to my character Twitter. I am at Pip_is_Pip.
Pip is Pip, but underscores instead of spaces.
Oh, I love Pip.
Me
I
too.
am at Shocker Lizard, LYZZARD, for past.
And
And Mike has to look it up because he is almost never on Twitter.
He does exist online.
I can make this.
Mike
You got
is at Lark and Found.
Yes.
Is it all one word? Lark and Found.
All one word, at Lark and Found.
Also, to simplify this, if you go to @Countless Heroes, we have a list with all of our character Twitters, so you can just find all of us and follow everybody at once because we have
including
fun.
the folks, including the folks who are not in this recap.
Correct.
All of our other character Twitters are listed there as well.
So have
And,
fun.
and our DM Logan as well.
Yes,
That's
and
true.
Logan. So have fun and come chat with us. It would be fun. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or afternoon. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.